think I know what this is. You see, Stan, as you get older, things that you used to like start looking and sounding like shit. And things that seemed shitty as a child don't seem as shitty. With you, somehow the wires have gotten crossed and everything looks and sounds like shit to you. It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Oh no.
Yes. And there's no known cure, I'm afraid. Everything just seems shitty and everyone starts to seem shitty and everything they say just starts to...
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
Desperate. Your turn.
Desperate.
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 I hope I can help. Necromancy may be legal in Cyrodiil, but few will openly admit to practicing it now that the Mages Guild has banned it. Farewell.
May you rest in peace.
Bullshit, Mr. Handman.
You hate to do it, but at the same time, it's hilarious. Hello and good evening, everybody. I am your host, Fractured Filter. Now, always with me is Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
Oh, living the dream. My back hurts. My back hurts from...
Still killing you, huh?
Well, for two different reasons. One, from you having me watch this show for the last 3 days. But yeah, I threw my back out, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm about like probably 70% healed, but... And then watching Andor just made it worse. Because
it does add to the pain, doesn't it?
Mental pain and everything, but a lot to go. I don't know, I don't even know where to start. When we heard about this coming out, we were talking about it, and I was trying to mentally prepare myself because I didn't think it'd be this. It was going to be this bad. I don't know where you're at because I know that we kind of text back and forth a little bit throughout the week. And I know you sent me a message saying that you're getting antsy, but it's bad.
Well, my main antsiness was just coming from the fact that I really just wanted to rip into this show, especially some of the first bits of this goddamn show.
Just the whole
that's
show.
mainly where my antsiness has come from. Otherwise, it was dude, trying to get through those episodes. I spent that whole day practically trying to get whole day. That's a little bit exaggerating, but
no, it's the whole day.
Portion of the day, getting through these first 3 episodes of Andor, and then I think it was that night, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna cleanse, and I played some Republic Commando. Felt better because I played something good. Got through the Trandoshan hell pit that is the Republic cruiser that I was on, so that was good.
I was so mad. I almost tried to figure out a way to make you come into work. I was that mad because I forgot that you're off Wednesdays and Thursdays, and this Dog Water show premiered Wednesday morning, and so for anybody who might be joining us, Fracture was giving me updates throughout. I'm 5 minutes
as
in,
I was watching it. Yeah,
he's like, I'm 5 minutes in, I want to kill myself, and he's like, I'm 15 minutes in, I'm gonna go. It was just, and I'm like, and I tried, you were sending it, and then you were sending the updates, and I knew you were watching it, and I was like, God, he's gonna get it done before I do. And how did you watch these before we dive into this? Because I found myself pausing quite a bit. I would watch something and I'd be like, what just happened? And then I would take my notes.
I would watch it, pause it, take some notes, watch it, take some notes while certain things were going on when it was most convenient for me, but it was a lot of pausing, and then I would then browse Twitter. I would just kind of screw off it, and then finally get back to it. And
you screwed up because you just didn't want to watch it, or how long did it take you for the first episode? The first episode was 47 minutes.
I got through the first episode.
How many hours?
A little more. I think that probably took me
2 hours.
I don't want to say 2 hours. It definitely took me a little extra time to get through it because then my brother and I took the dog for a walk, and then came back, and then I got back to it. I don't know if I was on to episode 2 by that point.
I don't know if I believe
I was halfway through episode 1, and that was early in the morning. I was up early, and I was like, okay, here we go. I got through episode 1 a lot easier than I did the last 2 episodes. The last 2 episodes was when I was really like, oh, I just can't.
I believe that you started early because when you sent me that text, I was like, oh, wow, Fractured's already up. This is like, and I'm wrapping up with my day. I'm about to, hit Call of Duty and go to bed after a couple rounds, but it just took me forever. For like literally over an hour probably plus. And I didn't take any breaks. It was just so hard to and we'll get into it, but it's like I don't know, man. Like I did not think it was gonna be this bad. And talk about this
like one of my texts to you was at 8:37 a.m. and this was I think this was when I think I had finished the first episode.
And I was cursing you.
Yeah, I think I'd finished it because then I'd also at 9:51 was when I sent you another one about a certain pistol. But we'll get into that. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was trying to figure out if I do I want to watch do I want to prepare myself for this show, or do I want to just jump onto Coffee Chat, because I really don't want to watch it. I was finding every excuse I possibly could not to watch this. Because like I said, there's 3 episodes, and I, if I didn't, obviously watch them Wednesday and Thursday, I would have had to have done them last night into this morning, and I would not be here today. I would not be here right now if that was the case. I would be.
Yeah, I definitely made sure and tuned in the Coffee Chat considering the topic she was going on about.
Body found in local strip yard. So whatever, but it's just bad, man.
Oh, yeah, it was a slog.
And this is supposed to be a kid's show, and how dare they? What are they doing?
I don't even know what it's supposed to be considered. I mean, it's.
I told somebody at work asked me, and I don't know if this was an insult or like a term of endearment, but he came up to me. He's like, hey, "So have you watched the new Andor yet?" I was like, "Yeah, it's dog water." He's like, "Oh, good. That means he's like, oh, good. Then I should like it."
Yeah, he's taking your negativity and thinking that you have a bad opinion, and so forth. He'll like the show that you.
But here's the thing, though. He found it very funny when I told him that Disney has now turned to prostitution and brothels.
Yeah,
and he was shocked. He was shocked. He's like, wait, what?
This is the funny, okay, this is the funny thing. Now, sex in Star Wars is not unheard of, especially when you look at the EU.
Okay,
that was part of the topic.
Was classy, it wasn't like
it was
Kyle's not out knocking the work boots with Jen.
No, but there's even in Darth Bane Rule of 2, there was the in bed scene between Zana and her Twi'lek lover. It wasn't expressly talking about sex going on. It was just more of they were in a romantic moment in bed together. So that kind of gives you the clear indication. Shadows of the Empire. Caesar was deeply trying to get into Leia.
Bro,
he didn't, thanks to Chewie, but he was trying.
Place.
I mean, it's not like this is something brand new, which they're all trying to go, oh, look, we've broken boundaries. No, you haven't. It's already been in Star Wars.
Yeah.
In Star Wars Legacy, the series that takes place way after Luke's time. Well, not way after, but it's a good chunk after Luke's time. I mean, geez, Cade Skywalker himself is on death sticks. They've had partial romantic scenes between him and his girlfriend. So I mean, it's not unheard. It's so funny. All because they threw the EU out in a dumpster. They think that now they can quote try and break new ground when it's nothing new in the universe. And I mean, how else have we gotten Luke and Leia? I mean, sex was obviously involved, and we saw how Anakin was.
Yeah,
it wasn't overt sex scenes, and neither was this in Andor. It wasn't. No. It was just called. We're gonna I just did with the the thumbnail. We're gonna bang, okay? I mean, that's basically what it amounted to, because then it cut to dark. They've done that in Coder. We've had and even Sutor. If you romance one of your companions, you kiss and then fades to black. You can, your imagination can already put two and two together.
I do remember that with old Revan and Bastila. If you went down
exactly, yeah. And in Coder 2, you can make it with the Handmaiden, who ends up getting half nude as part of their traditional battle stuff for the Ichani.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just that whole bit has been so funny that they've been acting like, oh my god, we're breaking boundaries. Now a bunch of writers and shit have already beaten you guys to that part. So it's like, again,
there's a lot
these
of
tits have been asleep at the wheel
through just this whole show. There's a lot of stuff that was put into this show that there was no point. It didn't do anything to advance the story. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like, I question a lot of the stuff that was
no, I sent the text to you. It's like, and I've been saying to people, it's Star Wars in name only. It's effectively Andor's watching basically like something a skin suit. It's a sci-fi show trying to wear
this show. I'm trying to pull up your text. You're like, basically, this could have taken place. This is not Star Wars.
Yeah, I said. Let's see. This is such a representation of how these shows are nothing more than skin suits of Star Wars, because this show could be in any setting, sci-fi, fantasy, current day. Like, you take out some of it wouldn't matter. Like, just take out like the story, some of the atmosphere of the tech. You can basically throw the story into anything else so far.
As you watched it, did it have any type of Star Wars feel to it, or did you feel like?
Okay, let's get into this. Episode 1. In the first episode, because this what got me immediately. So of course, I got my notes up already. Episode 1. This planet of dark dryness is Morlana 1. I tried to get all the names, so I had them ready. Morlana 1, Preox, Morlana, Corporate Zone, and they made sure it's Battle Before Yavin, 5 years. So that we got the time stamp, right? I said, well, at least we're getting some references to time. However, will this work against them in the long run? Because we know how they are with being consistent or not.
Yeah.
So then, and I'll be I don't know about J Hitman, but I'll be referring to him as Andor.
Oh, yes.
So Andor walking past some weird bubble pods that seem to host people inside. Prostitutes, hired guns, who knows? Because there's a weird assortment of them. Again, this is where it's like you're already starting to get this feeling of this isn't Star Wars. Like, my brother said, he looked over and saw the screen. He's like, this could be like Blade Runner or anything else.
Battlestar Galactica.
Something. I said, so man, they hiring old bouncers, but hey, guess age comes wisdom in this guy's case. And okay, so I was like, did Andor walk into a Star Wars cantina, or did he walk into a dystopian cyberpunk, one with synthwave or techno music blasting? Come on, man. Coder, Sutor had cantina music that was appropriate for the universe. What is this? Hell, the music entertainers played in Star Wars Galaxies was what it needed to be. Jesus, this was immediately one of those things that took me, and it's taken me out of every time they want to introduce their own music. No, Lucas had things established for what the musical instruments and what music was played in this universe. And it's a funny name for it, and I know it has like some music history. It's called jizz music. And and this is the thing. I grabbed some clips from Coder 1 and 2 of some cantina music that would have been, fine. Take some music from the games that you own and repurpose it, because it's a miles more even with his own sound, but still holding true to what we've known for like the cantina style music, because you can hear the instruments and all that. It wasn't just blasting freaking techno music. So I'm gonna pull that up right now. So this is from Coder Knights of the Old Republic 1, and let me know if you can hear it or not. Can you hear it?
My childhood.
Right here, you could be playing like even this kind of music, and I'm feeling it. I'm getting it. It's you can kind of get some familiarity, but it's still its own sound that has been put together. And I got the Upper City. But again, if you're trying to go for like this weird, like, and I mean, that alone was already like, okay, there's your bouncing like bar, or in this case, brothel kind of music where the beat is going, right? But then I got the Upper City, coming in with the little bit of drums, and then it kind of has that, this definitely could work.
I definitely want to go play this after. Oh, yes.
Even this, like,
this is actually my ringtone.
It just
boggles my mind, because it's the same crap that we encountered with Kenobi. Like they had the music rights. They could have reached out to John Williams, but no, they wanted to do their own music that was just absolutely just terrible and had no Star Wars feel whatsoever. And so when you were originally saying that like this could have taken place anywhere, it's like absolutely, like, you don't know if you're watching Battlestar Galactica, the hell, you could be watching Star Trek and you wouldn't know.
No,
like, ugh.
Well, and then on top of it, so after even that, it's like, is it just me, or does the bartender lady look like an Asari from Mass Effect, just without like the defined head tentacles? And here's the picture.
One?
Hang on, I'm gonna bring up the picture. She's also in the thumbnail, but I'm gonna bring up the picture right now too. Where is it? Gosh darn it! I have all this stuff saved for all these different things I'm using. Okay, here we go. This woman.
Oh, yes.
Like, to me, she just looks like an Asari from Mass Effect. I mean, you got the extended out head. It just, like it is. You just need more of like the defined tentacles on the back end of the head. And she'd practically have the look. Now, again, this is like what I've been kind of saying around too, is like, why don't you have a Twi'lek? Twi'leks are known to be kind of indentured into brothel type scenarios. Look at Jabba. He had a harem of them. Nautilans, freaking Togrutas, whatever.
Just shows you
they kind of had the holograms in the background of maybe some Twi'lek, but that's not the fucking same.
No.
I mean, they're trying to insert their own designed aliens, but all their designs are freaking boring as hell on top of it.
Well, it's just and I know people with a mask.
And I know their costumes have not been that great, especially when it's come to the Twi'leks and their head tails. It has looked bad.
None of them are good.
No, but the problem is those, like, this, to a degree, this actually looks like they put some level of, I hate to say thought, but like, or even care, but like that, the sets and everything, these are probably some of the better looking sets and scenes that they've had for these Disney Plus Star Wars shows so far.
You think?
I would have to agree. When I've heard some people talk about it, and I did note it, and I was first already thinking that when I was watching these, I'm like, okay, some of the environment and stuff looks a little bit better and a little more, for once, lived in than what we've gotten out of some of these previous, shows and even the movies, where like I keep pointing out, the very plastic shiny looking armor that looks like it's only been like it has the fake lived in look but you can still tell, oh, that's still been polished and brand new as hell. It just has the dents and everything to make it look like, oh, it's totally got, some wear and tear, guys. Calm down.
Yeah.
No, I'll give him some of that. It's been looking fine on that front.
It doesn't look like this was filmed in California.
At some freaking
Just
mining,
some rock,
some rock mining place, like it was from the Flintstones or something.
Literally.
Oh God! And this is just in the first like 10 minutes or so, as he's apparently looking for his sister in a brothel. And let me just spoil this one just to get it out of the way. His sister's basically an afterthought after this episode, or even after this whole beginning part of this episode. After this, other than the flashbacks that they have, kind of forgotten about. He's not. He's only partly. Sense. He only seems to be partly actively looking for her. Only just slightly.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even say slightly.
It's a fart in the wind, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's dust in the wind, dude.
Exactly. Oh God. I've been waiting for this. Cause like it is just even within these first, like I said, 10 minutes or so.
It's not even like 5.
It just immediately, like as soon as he walked into the whole brothel cantina place, I'm hit with that music. I was just like, okay, this is just another skin suit show. This is Star Wars in name only. And I'm just lost at how anybody is still praising any of this, or actually
was Filoni on the. Filoni wasn't associated with this one, right?
No, I don't believe he had anything to. So we can't point at him and go, aha.
I'm sure he was.
I mean, I think from what we know is like it was mainly whoever's
Deborah Chow.
No, no, not Deborah Chow.
I don't know. It was whoever it is.
This was Tony Gilroy.
Well, Tony Gilroy, if you're on the show, you know nothing about Star Wars, and you should just
who was apparently the writer for Rogue One. So
you should also just quit.
So that kind of tells you something. Oh, so this is the person responsible for Jyn Erso. So did he look at Jan Ors and get a little inspiration?
No.
Did he see Kyle Katarn and go,
Probably.
"Hey, we can get this Mexican dude. He could fit the look of a Kyle Katarn."
You know what I think?
Kyle Katarn, but
you know what when I think about like these people that come up with these shows, you want to know what immediately comes to my mind, and you might laugh at this or you may not laugh at this. Have you ever seen Elf?
I know about it, but I have not watched
the part where they're trying to come up with children's stories, and the guy who plays like Tinian off of Game of Thrones, like they're trying to come up with like just like children's books for like Christmas children's books. And everything, and I should have come prepared and found a clip, but that's just just a bunch of just idiots in a room just trying to come up with something.
Right.
It's just what I think about. Like it would make more sense if I'm going to send the scene to you, but you can continue in the meantime. You're welcome.
Oh God. Well, and then I said, Rutro, a bit of a row gonna get started because Andor is cutting in line. I said, so even though Tubby and Pal, who the Pal looked, I could have sworn the other actor looked familiar, but I was wrong on who it was. But was staring either for love or daggers into Andor's back. Starts going aggro when Andor looks back over, noticing. And then I said, let the stupid commence, because that's basically what it was. It's just a stupid little squabble. And then and I said, supposedly this girl from Canary, whatever, is Andor's sister, or is she a rebellion contact? Guess we'll find out. Because I just haven't been clear on what, like, it wasn't clear, like, where this was supposed to be taking place. Like, if he is going to be getting recruited into the rebellion, or if he is already part of the rebellion and doing missions for them. But
zero clarity on this.
It seems like this, he's not in it. Like, after this, it's certainly like, okay, he's not in anything. And he is, for this quick moment in time, he is just looking for his sister. And I said, I was like, wow, he's leaving without any sort of bar fight? Huh, go figure. And I was like, never mind. The two goof security guys from the bar are now doing some harassing of Andor in an alleyway. And I said, let's see. Oh yeah. So of course these two were being clowned as Andor got them close enough to start a close brawl to take them down. Take that, corrupt city force. And then this was a funny thing though. He gets the guy close, right? And then he does like the most magic of headbutts, where it is a one-hit kill on this poor guy. And I know they're holding him up. They're robbing him basically. Okay, I get it. But he magically does this back headbutt, kills the guy, but the guy falls in such a way where it was like the scene might have gotten cut to where he was supposed to do more. Because
they just
when they get to him, he's like not curled up exactly, but rolled over against a slab pillar. When if that was all he did to him, which was the back head, but he would have just toppled back.
Yeah.
And not against the wall. Like the only reason they put him against the wall was so they could do the body roll over reveal that, oh my God, he's dead.
You killed him.
You killed Kenny, you bastards.
Yeah.
That's basically the only reason for that. But it was like this magic headbutt. I mean, what did he have, like some tumor or aneurysm?
Well, I want to know, like, how did he die?
Did he have like a soft spot on his forehead?
So this is where so what killed the guy? Because he headbutted. So the guy that he headbutted is not the guy that died, right?
No,
so
it was the same guy.
I watched that scene like probably 6 times, and I couldn't figure out if it was the guy that Andor headbutted that died, or if it was the other guy.
Okay, no. It was the guy that was searching his pockets and everything, and because he's like, oh, my other pocket, and then the guy starts moving to his other side, but then that's when Andor does that back headbutt, and then fights the fat guy in front of him, which was even in of itself was already weird.
I thought that the blaster bolt like ricocheted off.
No, there was no blaster fire yet. No blaster. The guy is down, dead. The partner finds
it the same
him.
Guy that
oh my God!
Him? So who got throat punched? Because Andor throat punched.
That was the guy that he. Okay, so that was the guy that he gets the blaster from.
Okay. See, I was trying to figure out this. I didn't know if the headbutt killed the guy, if he somehow got hit by the blaster bolt ricocheted off a cement wall. I don't think a blaster bolt could ricochet off a cement wall.
This has been like one of the things that I've been asking some people. So what have you thought? What have you thought? And I've been just trying to get some general feedback, and I've been biting my tongue because I've been wanting to talk about this so badly.
Because this is what killed him.
The first guy.
Well,
how the second guy?
No, so the second guy got. I mean, Andrew, obviously,
Yeah.
The first guy though.
No, the first guy died from. Okay, hang on. The first guy died from just the headbutt.
That's so like, this make it see, and that's what I was struggling with, trying to figure out.
No, I was see. This is the thing. Like, I ended up paying very close attention to this because I'm like, okay, here we go. Let me see if I might be kind of risky pulling this up, but I'll do it anyways because fuck them. But I'll just like keep the volume off. Okay.
Do it.
All right, so here's basically kind of the start of it. And then he's getting the guy right behind him. And then hang on. He smacks him. Because you gotta have that evil security force going on. But then he's telling him other pocket. He looks over at his buddy though and is like, all right. And then bam! There it is. He
snaps his neck. That's a really powerful headbutt.
I'm like, how?
That is whiplash.
How?
Unless the bridge of his nose went into his brain.
And then, and then he fights with the other guy. Andor gets the gun and starts making demands till seems he headbutted to death the guy that was reaching for the credits he had. The other guy gets throat punched, body slammed, is okay, but one headbutt and Mofo dead. Good Lord, that was like part of it. And the guy finds his buddy dead. He finds him dead, and he's like, "Oh hell!" And he already knows this is trouble for them because this gets explained even with the little security chief scene later. But for right now, he's pleading. I said, dude starts pleading, making up a story to go on so they can go their separate ways, maybe. But no, Andor decides to just clean house and pop the pleading man in the head. Our hero, everyone. Now, people are already, they're doing morally gray sort of stuff, all this moral relativism bullshit. No, I understand like you can sometimes have your anti-heroes and stuff like that, but this guy was on his knees begging, hands up. Hey, hands up, don't shoot, right?
Right.
But hands up, pleading, begging him, please, we'll go our separate ways. We'll do our, I'll say this, I'll say that. This can be swept away. We don't have to go any further than this. We're good. Just, and oh God. And then Jesus. And then he just up and out pops the guy right there.
Yeah, in the head.
He doesn't he could have just knocked him out, or hey, if he's trying to stay like a covert sort of agent guy, I don't know, give him some drugs and almost do the whole sprinkling on him, some death sticks, whatever, make it look like something went wrong, whatever. Even he could have it just, I don't know, it just that whole bit just stuck out to me with this whole thing. And really, he executes the guy.
His morality is stunning.
Well, and this is another, it's it doesn't even make sense with what happens in episode 3. But for right now, okay, they're showing him being he went dark side, right? He took a dark side option.
Yeah.
He hit that red so fast. And for a guy that's trying to lay low while he's trying to find his sister, he doesn't exactly do a very good job.
That's the issue that I have with it. He's trying to find his sister. He's trying to lay low. So I guess he's well, my only this guy's dead, so my my only other option is to kill the guy, I guess, which is not a great option if you want to stay,
Yeah,
hidden.
and especially for a guy that's, like I said, saying, "Hey, okay, this was another part of it." As this guy's begging and pleading, it's not like he's reaching for like a hidden gun or a knife or anything like that. He's making zero aggressive moves towards Andor.
Yeah.
Zero. It is full on pleading mode. And it's called, you gotta die.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know.
Well,
I mean, I know they're trying to want to do this whole like, oh, see, the Republic got their hands dirty too, but
well, he's got to develop his killing skills somehow, right? So why not just start?
Well, because that got shown in Rogue One, right? You got to keep that consistency, I suppose.
Yeah. So I had a lot of trouble with the fights. One, it didn't make any sense why he killed the guy, and two, like I was trying to figure out like how did this guy did he sneeze and just snap his neck? Like I don't,
It was practically what happened, right? It's like
yeah, and then like he falls down and hits his head on the cement and he dies. Like probably the worst scene in the. I mean, out of up to this point, at 5-6 minutes in, whatever, probably the worst scene I've seen yet. And the girl with the taco hairstyle was pretty bad.
Oh, the
Foxy Cleopatra.
The hostess ladies in the brothel. Yeah.
Yeah. Her
that was some
literally an upside down taco. Literally upside down taco. Bro, nobody.
I almost wanted to say I've seen that look like somewhere else, but I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Powers, Foxy Cleopatra reminded me of that hairstyle. Beyonce. It's so stupid.
Oh God.
I was like, give me another waitress. Find me someone else. I don't want to look at your upside down taco burrito hairstyle. It's almost as bad as just like staring at somebody that has like a mole on their lip and you just want to cut it off.
Mole.
Like guacamole.
Dude,
but why shoot the guy? Did you come up
that
with
was
any reason?
like I said, he had options. He didn't have to.
Yeah. But why did he? Because I couldn't figure out. Like I was trying to figure out. Like, okay, what could it possibly like?
It certainly wasn't to cover his tracks, considering they end up finding the two dead bodies, anyways.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, if you're gonna kill somebody, you should probably have an idea of like how to dispose of the body, because
something to cover your own damn tracks. But then the hostess at the bar and the bartender already saw the little scuffle the little exchange of words that was going on.
Yeah.
What? I mean, at that point, why not go back and kill all of them?
To cover your tracks really, really well.
Hey, if you want to go the full 9. I mean, Jesus. After having just gone through like the Bane books, it's like even Darth Bane understood there's some people you kill and some people you don't.
No. Just makes zero sense.
Oh. And that was what that was our not even that was within our first 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What a great introduction to a character that we're supposed to get behind.
This is the new Kyle Katarn.
The Empire is so evil. I mean, this is just basically the same thing, right?
My head hurts.
Maliciously executing people.
I got done watching this thing on Thursday, and my head already hurts having to relive it. This is the most ridiculous up until now. It's the most ridiculous 8 minutes of any show. I mean, I think I texted you. I think this rivals Kenobi not in the
you did say that, and I was like, I don't know about that because that was taking an established character that everybody knows and loves.
Well, here's the thing,
butchered him.
Here's the thing: Kyle Katarn is established, and this guy is.
This is the thing. It's not. It's not.
It is. This
it's
is their
not
new,
because Kyle was a republic or not a republic. He was part of the Empire for a time. He was part of the Empire. He was duped into thinking that there were some brutal rebels murdered his father and put his head on a pike and everything, and he was led to believe that and was full gung-ho for the Empire for a while until he ends up, running into until he runs into Jan. He actually does show him evidence that no, it was the Empire, and he, has a change of heart and switches sides. Completely different character, and at least he's not like this.
They want him to be Kyle.
I mean, he didn't even want to. He felt remorse when one of his Imperial buddies got blasted in a ship and destroyed, and he's like, "Oh God, he was on that ship."
Yeah,
he felt a degree of remorse for that. Andor didn't, for killing this guy in cold blood.
Or
no. He like I said, he's probably discount Kyle. I get what you're saying though.
Yeah,
but he's a discount Kyle. He ain't nowhere near Tarn.
Oh, it's their version of the new and improved.
Yeah, very poor man's version.
Yes, the equate version.
Okay, yeah.
Great price.
They threw out characters to replace them with cheap knockoffs when we could have just had either adapted or just stories translated onto screen.
If he's not with their new version of why the pistol, and we haven't got there yet, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Why the pistol? Why give so many different similarities?
I honestly don't know if that was coincidence, if that was just coincidence, or if that was on purpose.
It was on purpose. There's no really I'm not saying this to you, but I'm saying it's the we'll get there eventually, but I was like, come on, that is a direct shot at the EU, at Kyle Katarn. There's no way that there's no coincidence in that. It's not a coincidence. You got have 30. There's 33.2 million different blasters.
Yeah.
Probably within Star Wars.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong there.
Like, bruh. Ugh, I was so mad.
I wish I could say you're wrong, but sadly, you're.
But that's why I bring up the whole this is their Kyle Katarn, because yes, you're right. Kyle worked for the Empire. You thought with his dad dying and all that history, but who found the original plans for the Death Star?
Kyle and Jan.
It was, and so that's established EU canon, right? But with Disney, who found the plans for the Death Star?
It was these two. It was
these two.
In Urso and Cassian Andor.
Who? I mean, and then Kyle has a very is famous for a lot of stuff Valley Jedi, all this and that. But he has a certain pistol that he carries that he's known for.
Yep.
Right? This is the only character within Star Wars that I know of that carries this specific pistol blaster, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And in this
the Briar pistol.
And then in this show, just miraculously,
he happens to have one on.
Has the exact same pistol, and somebody out there could be like, yes, it is. It is 100%. For you to look at this pistol and think anything to the contrary, you don't. I challenge your knowledge of the character, like Kyle's character and what he carried. It's the Briar pistol. They gave him the Briar pistol. I'm pistoled off. So that's what I'm saying. There's just
Well, you know what's sad is it has made it into quote unquote canon before this.
What?
The Briar pistol.
Oh,
I looked into it after I saw it in this freaking show. It did make it into other stories, like some comics and shit like that.
Disney comics.
Hmm.
But where did they? But where did? Okay, but where did they get it? Eventually, like where did they get it from? Don't show me this. I'm not looking at it. I'm on my floor right now.
Yeah, sadly I said they've brought, although it's freaking ridiculous. They made it look even more like a pistol than the proper version. Like the proper version just looks like a weird kind of modified pistol.
Yeah.
Or it just okay. Hang on, let me
pull up Kyle's and then pull up his. I mean,
here's. So here's theirs. You can very clearly see the pistol side of the grip, which then just gets turned into this with the extra add-on to it.
Yeah.
And I guess they had it in Battlefront. I don't recall.
I played Battlefront.
I barely played Battlefront 1.
I played 1. I don't remember it being in that.
Neither do I, but apparently because it has.
But of course they can say anything. But whatever they say is true. So.
And then
we put in Battlefront.
Here's the Legends version.
It looks very similar.
Very similar, but at the same time, it at least looks like its own sort of weapon.
It's the Briar pistol.
No, I know it. I know they put it in this show. I know, but I'm just saying, at least like design wise, this can at least look much more its own sort of weapon than the canon version, which just looks like a pistol with a bunch of extra goofy shit on it.
What if later down in like episode 4 or 5, they revealed that Andor actually did work for the Empire, and that's why he hates the Empire so much? And then he becomes
This is the funny thing. It's like his reason for apparently hating the Empire, it doesn't stem from the Empire, though.
No. From what we've
seen from his flashbacks and stuff. Okay. So I was like, and going on after that little scene is like, I couldn't help it. Like, is it just me or does his ship looking an awful like the Ravenclaw, maybe mixed with the Moldy Crow? Maybe just me. Like, to me, the ship almost had some of those similarities, but that could just be reusing ship looks. And so now, and then it goes to this planet Ferrix, also part of the Morlani system, free trade sector. Oh, really? We shall see. Wait, and I was like, wait, this looks like the town from the trailers. So the Corpo side will be messing with the free trade city, me guessing. And I was like, oh, droid got peed on. Then it shocked the creature. Ha. I guess that was the little laugh for the kids that are supposed to be watching this.
Yeah.
If Star Wars is for kids.
Well,
this wasn't much of a kid's show, though.
Shouldn't be.
I said, the red droid seems to be Anders and is trying to get his bum ass up. We caught him flashbacking now. This is where we get our first little look back, and it's just basically them as a bunch of tribals, and they watch the ship crashing down onto the planet some time ago, once upon a time. And so it seems the droid B2 Emo. I can't help but wonder if this was like their own little like a weird kind of self rib or something. Like they were just kind of like poking fun at maybe what the tone of the show is going to be like. That is B2 Emo. Like, yeah. I mean, just saying that out, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into this and giving them too much credit. And I said, "Oh, I guess he's there as a recon droid for Andor to tell him what's going on in town that he's supposed to have residency in." Gets the lowdown on what people are saying about him, and seems concerned as he hangs around with those of quote low character. Well, after we just saw him pop a man pleading for his life, he himself is the person of low character. And I guess this is another thing. It looks like he's hanging out in what looks like is going to be the ship later on that he flies around in, or at least a certain similar model. You know, I'm just, again, mixing things up. I haven't watched Rogue One in a long fucking time.
I can't remember the last time I watched Rogue One.
Neither can I. Let's see. I said, I suppose this is to show how he ends up befriending or having the Imperial security droid later, as he has it live for him and is his personal droid, that even the thing asks if he can come with Andor, like some lost dog or something. Did you have some notes that you wanted to?
Yeah, I'll do it. Let me pull them up. So I just wrote opening scene. Andor. I did the same thing, by the way. Andor. I typed out Ander for
Andor.
Andor. I said Andor walking with a purpose in the rain on Moana 1 BBY5. Thank you so much for the timeline. Andor bypasses the cavity search, is told no shenanigans going forward. Andor enters a cantina with really bad music. Andor has thoughts of firing. Homeboy advises against it. He'll get sent home crying. Andor gets approached first by prostitute. She lays it on pretty thick. Paul Blart and his assistant get testy, claiming they were there first. Prosty then tells Johnny will help them. Continues really terrible conversation with Andor. Prosty asks Andor if they're looking for something special tonight. You nasty. Andor replies, a girl from Canary. Oof, not the best pickup line guy. Prosty asks if it's his girlfriend. Andor says no. Prosty then asks if he's from Canary and if it's nostalgia. No. What is it with this conversation? She's
a very dead end conversation.
She's off to check on it for him. Paul Blart. Checks. She's off to check on him. I don't even know what I wrote there. Paul Blart. I don't know, this conversation between like the two security guys. I couldn't tell what Andor was saying. It sounds like they're getting into it, and he said like it was unintelligible, but he said something about like definitely not. I can't remember why I wrote that down, but it was the conversation between the two.
He was just trying to basically like pass it off. He wasn't trying to get too into the whole aggro conversation, but they were definitely being the antagonists in this.
So I'm gonna ask this question because
but it's all very artificial anyways, because the stupid thing was like, even though he got the girl that came up to him first and they're like, hey, we were here longer than he was, they still had a gal that came up like almost immediately after that to take whatever requests or order or whatever it was that they were there for.
These two guys that are in the brothel, are these the two security guys that I was trying to make that connection.
Yes, this is the same guys.
Okay. That made
that's why they got into the alleyway scuffle, was because he decided to follow it up, and I was just teasingly saying, while they were in the bar, like the guy wanted to maybe pick Andor.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so I said Prosty's back, informs that there was a girl from Canard, but she did, probably from the sight of this girl's piece on her head. Andor won't give it up, continues the question.
Apparently, if it was his sister, she was into freaking with a bunch of random-ass aliens and humans.
And I'm gonna
That's your sister, brother.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I said Andor won't give it up, continues the questioning about the Canard girl. Prosty gets more serious with her questioning. Andor reveals he's looking for his sister, Lies. That's also a Prosty question mark. Prosty says that she's not here, and then asks what her name was. Are we serious with this writing so far? So Andor asks for her real name. Prosty says no one gives a real name, and then bunks off to the back then bunks back to the spice racks in the back. So when I watched this, I was like, is Andor asking this prostitute what his sister's name is, or does he not know? Because I wrote a note here on like a sub note.
Yeah,
so
basically, like we learned he had like a different name, Kassar or something like that.
Cassie, Casa.
Hang on.
I think it was Casa.
Let me go back to the episode list really quick. Oh, God darn it. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure
I know the first episode was
Casa. Yeah, it was Casa, and his sister's name was Carrie.
So I just was like,
Kari, I don't know.
I was like, this guy doesn't know his own sister's name, or
it's probably like how he's now called Cassian Andor, so he's assuming she's maybe under a different name now.
Right. Yeah, that whole thing was just that irritated me. But I said Andor gets stopped by guards with a Cockney accent. That's cool. Offers them 300 credits instead of ID.
I guess they were filming this across the pond, so they had a bunch of actors and stuff that they grabbed that were
I've never
heavy accented.
I've never seen any Cockney accent. I've never seen somebody that has a Cockney accent within Star Wars, at least the movies.
All the Imperials had the British accent,
the posh British.
Like
the Cockneys are kind of, and the Brits don't like. They are Brits, but like they don't get along. It's kind of like the Irish and Scots.
Yeah,
they don't like the Scots because they're bastards that wear skirts. It was just so happens to cover the
totally manly.
Yeah, with no underwear. Cockney guards gives Andor a love tap whilst fishing for the credits. That's a no-fly zone, brother. No touchy. Andor asking what to do? ? That's an odd play for a man with a gun. Congrats, Andor. You're now a murderer. You killed Verlo. Guard trying to talk Andor into bringing themselves in ?
The guy was like scrambling on so many different scenarios.
Like, we'll go in together and we'll tell them that this happened.
Yeah, he was willing to clean it all up, basically.
Right.
Like I said, made no aggressive movements towards Andor whatsoever.
He's literally on his knees.
Literally on his knees, begging for his life and looking for any way to make this a good situation after somebody just died.
So I don't know if it's because he's like, we'll go in together, and Andor's like, no, bye. Or if he's like, or he's coming up from the perspective like, hey, like I can fix this. We can fix this together.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the perspective the guy was coming from, because they get into it, and we'll get to that with the whole deputy chief and security chief and stuff. So keep going.
I said, do I sense a little remorse? ? Run, Forrest, run, and leave the planet. On Ferrix now, with this droid getting pissed on by Pumbaa.
The weird like dog alien.
Yeah. I just call him remind me of an Arkansas hog. Yeah. We now find said droid talking to Andor. A flashback to Andor's past, speaking Canary with no subtitles. Look in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a cruiser. Flashback over. Droid interrogating Andor. Andor talking. Talking the droid into lying for him, saying, telling him telling him to tell the people that nobody's seen him. I said a walk that has no Star Wars feel. This was weird. I put the glove wall memorial is what came to my mind. This wall of just gloves.
Yeah, and there was one pair missing, and I don't know if that was supposed to be like Andor's pair or What?
like,
Because it was like they were already off the wall. So they
moment
didn't seem to clear up what that was supposed
don't
to
get it.
mean.
I
Because we
had
didn't see
a,
Andor with a pair of
no.
gloves or anything. So
Yeah. I had a brief moment of silence. I think on one of the early episode 20s, I believe we had the memorial wall was, George visiting the, Star Wars memorial wall. And that's just kind of what, I don't know why I connected that, but I was like, this is just stupid. I don't understand a wall of gloves. Andor's talking to this guy about what happened last night. A guy tells what happened. Andor gives him this made up version. Andor says he really needs him to do this favor. Homeboy gives his addition to this elaborate story. Meanwhile, back on Morlana 1, overzealous security guard giving some report to the brass. Higher up, not impressed with the overzealous Greenhorn. That's his name. And I just want to say, like, when in a former life, I spent time in law enforcement, and this is like 100% a accurate interpretation of like somebody that is just just gung-ho about it's just
okay, so we're at the so this was actually the whole scene between the deputy security chief or the deputy security guy and the security chief. I actually really like this scene, even though like it had some unnecessary moments out of it.
I'm like with the fat guy. I'm like, cover it up, like we don't have time to, like this.
Well,
it's like
it was very much the dynamic though that we've seen with other like shows and stuff like that. Anyways, of like here you have the young gung ho guy that wants to do good and get justice served and all that, and then you have the older guy who's very like he's been in this for a long time. He's like I'm 5 days from retirement. I just want to get through this shit. And he lays it out exactly like it was like he was freaking there because that's showing his own wisdom and experience in this, right?
This
like
is
he laid it out. He's like these two guys were at a brothel for one. They weren't supposed to be there. They were on duty drinking. They were paying for liquor that they shouldn't be able to pay for. And then they got in, they went and messed with somebody that they shouldn't have freaking messed with.
Yeah.
He laid it out clean. I'm like, this is awesome.
I did enjoy it because this is literally like this Greenhorn. This is day one cop out of like day one out of the academy. This is a perfect example of that cop. And this guy is like the 32-year veteran lieutenant that's like you said, like I'm literally 3 months from retiring. Don't F this up for me. Like I don't want to deal with this and I don't have the time to push this paper. So but the conversation, like, it was really actually like, I do agree. Like it was fun. It was funny for me because like, I'm not saying that like ever covered anything up, law enforcement, at least the department. Yeah. At least what, my realm, but like this is exactly right. So
it's called Why Make a Mountain Out of a Molehill.
Right. So I'll do a couple more here. So I said higher up, not impressed with the overzealous Greenhorn. Brass informs Greenhorn to make up a story to cover up the situation. Greenhorn is stricken. Everybody loves a good cover up, or everyone loves cover ups. Like Nixon.
Right.
Very elaborate cover
up. I was having it for Andor goes walking through his whole town. It's mostly humans. Again, we're seeing mostly humans, maybe like a few weird random little Jawas for some reason. They love using Jawas. Not a whole lot of aliens that is recognizable either. It's more their weird new ones that they've made up that basically end up blending in to the rest of the humans. Like, make fun of George all you want. He had an imagination for how he wanted the aliens to look, and they looked alien. Sure, they were humanoid aliens, but they looked alien. You could notice them in the crowd.
Just no disrespect. There was midgets and carpet.
Yeah, basically. So there's that aspect again, taking us out of it being Star Wars, I'll keep saying it. This is just another skin suit. And then it seems Andor has a friend / confidant that they seem to speak in goofy ways to get a story across to establish what he was actually up to. I guess that was kind of neat. Now back to Morlana 1. What shall this bring? It's corporate security headquarters. We're at. Something about that night of troubles and killings of 2 security workers, no doubt. And so this is me going into it. Was not because I paused it afterwards and I kind of ran back it a few times to make sure I caught what I caught. I said not a bad little scene out of these 2 of the security officers. Clearly the old trope, perhaps, of the brash young upstart that wants to do good, get to the bottom of every case, and ensure justice is had. Then you have the chief, the old dog that's been in this for a long time, and gives the kid the rundown on how essentially this needs to be covered up due to how it looks, and could already assess just what went on in that situation. Also, it comes down to the fact they have to conveniently now give a report to a section of Imperials on their crime statistics, and he says the best way to go about things is to keep things brief, because they don't want to bring the Empire's attention. They don't want to have them messing around in their little end of the pond. They just want to give them some basic information and send the Empire on their way. It's kind of like getting corporate to come down and start visiting the other departments and stuff. Where you just kind of want to get them out the door as soon as possible and just be like, oh, bang, bang, boom, here you go. Sorry about that. My mic got muted for some reason. But yeah, just wanting to move things along. Don't want the Empire getting too nosy, right?
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. Like, why are they? If this is now the way that they're portraying the Empire, who would be scared of them? So, like, why are you making?
Well,
at that point,
that's just it, isn't it?
I wouldn't be worried about it. Like, who you scared of?
Right.
Like
with Andor, we all saw the clip. Oh, well, if you just walk in and act like you belong and own the place, that nobody will bother you whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah, that makes the Empire seem really threatening and intimidating, and on top of it, and was supposed to be such a big threat in the original trilogy. No, they're just a bunch of goofs, apparently.
Right.
The one thing though, I did find it unnecessary for the commentary on the young man's uniform. Like I said, show don't tell. You can already make the comparisons between the 2 men. That yes, the younger takes things very seriously. He ensures himself is very presentable. Meanwhile, the chief is relaxed with a lazy lazy self appearance. He's not as tailored and everything. He's kind of ruffled. The suit, the top, you could tell is very loose fitting. And his clothes are kind of crumpled, and it's not a tight fit like for the young whippersnapper. So, I didn't think he really needed to go, is that a new uniform or whatever? And he's like, yeah, tailored and what was it, like pockets and liner and all that. I'm like, no, you didn't need that. You didn't need that. You were doing just fine with the visual comparisons going on there. At least that was certainly what I picked up on with that scene. But otherwise, like I said, he kind of, as the old security chief walks by him, he's like, dude, just file your report. We can move on. We can move on with our lives. They clearly, these 2 guys, they fucked up. So let's just clean this up and move on. It's like, we're taking the L here, man. We're taking the loss. So we'll eat this loss and move on.
To avoid the
Imperial the Imperial so it almost kind of shows that level of, listen, we don't want to mess with the Empire. We don't want them nosing in our business. Let's just keep them out. We'll run ourselves. They can run themselves. We're cool.
Yeah.
And then it's going back to Andor. Andor seems to be needing to move some Imperial NS9 Starpath. What that is exactly, I don't know, but it seems to be his way of getting a kind of in with his friend Bix's friend that supposedly wants to meet Andor. He manages to get a bit of what he wants out of it, and on his way out, bumps into Bix's boy toy. I mean, basically, that's what the dude is. Andor making their mark. Oh, she's stronger than both of us. But Boy Toy is apparently tired of hearing that. He wants to be a little more of the protector, it seems. Interesting, still goofy. And I said, uh-oh, Andor's flashbacking again. I'm guessing Andor's little tribe gets wiped out at some point. I'm not surprised if this is what they have. And then, it was just another quick little scene of them, I think, putting on war paint. Or what looked like, I was guessing, war paint. And then now back to our young do-gooder in the security group. And it seems he's trying to make up his mind about something because he was staring at that door for a little bit, being a little nervous and shit. And goes in and starts, I guess, seeing the flight records of ships that came to the planet the night of. Our boy ain't playing around either. He's wanting to get to the bottom of this, and he says if it's complacency, then I can get someone else that wants your spot. He ain't messing around. Andor definitely is not seeming to be the trusted sorts, especially when it comes to financial situations, and someone is wanting theirs back. Even gets a big hammerhead-looking alien to stand looking tough till Andor talks his way out of it and heads off, avoiding the confrontation. Man, I could have done with him getting his shit kicked in a little bit.
A little bit more.
Just a little bit more, yeah. Seems Bix's man is not liking being left out of what's going on, and he starts making a potential big mistake by following behind her. Finally seeing, and I made a point of finally seeing a little more aliens, but still it's sparse. Mr. Deputy Inspector is still at it, and he seems to have the ire of his co-workers, who again contrast him in dress sense, as his is much more tight-fitting and professional, while again they are not as bad as the chief, but are loose-fitting clothes that come off looking sloppy. And I also was like, I'm also guessing they're advertising their space blue noodles, huh? And looking like it's from a Chinese food box. The more they insert real-world looking items, the less special this world feels.
Literally Galaxy's Edge, if you're curious.
Advertising for Galaxy's Edge in a way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was at least the thing.
It's literally,
we had nothing but made up crazy stuff from Lucas. He didn't bring in real world items. The only thing that we maybe had was considered real world was when Han said you could go to hell.
No, there were the taquitos that he stole from Luke on Empire Strikes Back. Well, the taquito things from the gas station.
I thought they were. They looked like little granola bars or something like that.
Yeah, more. I think they look more. They remind me of the taquitos you get at the hot rolling rack. But that's it. Literally,
possibly,
Han was like, "Go to hell,"
but
and then Yoda's.
It was still disguised enough to where you weren't like, "Oh, I can recognize that."
Yeah, but even that, and then I say three things. It was Han saying "Go to hell," the taquitos, and then the suit, the stuff that Yoda's making. It's like refried beans, yellow refried beans, yellow brown refried beans. And that's literally it. But yeah, it's just so bad, dude. It's just so bad. There's nothing distinct about Star Wars.
Not Disney Star Wars. There's nothing distinct about it. It's all.
This is literally there's a lot of scenes in this show where it's you feel like you're on like that Halcyon Star Cruiser, the Galactic Star. Like, but nothing is Star Wars.
No,
It's like, are
nothing.
you in Seoul, Tokyo? Like, are you
it's
in
a skin suit? It's nothing but a skin suit.
just like
they're just putting this on and trying to go, hey, see, we're totally Star Wars, guys.
Yeah.
So now at least we're getting kind of close to the end of this episode. I said deputy inspector is trying to get the word out there about Andor. Essentially, get the word about Andor. Essentially, and the co-workers are not too keen, especially with difference in operations between the two planets. I believe that's what they were referring to. They were referring to like the operation of how the two planets work. I don't know if they were talking about the planets or themselves, but I took it as the planets.
Right.
Lack of and they think lack of cooperation, despite the two being like allied or whatever. To put it simply, so here we will get the conflict on the planet, which is basically what episode 1 is setting up, the conflict to take the security force onto where Andor is. And so seems Andor has burned bridges further, even with the man that has allowed him into a shipyard to use some ships to get off planet. Oh noes. Flashback again. Seems young Andor is anxious to go out with the rest of his weird tribe or whatever, and little sister is trying to follow along. But I have a feeling this was the last time he sees her, possibly. Well, that's the end of episode 1. So, you can go ahead.
So I just, Greenhorn compelled to tell the truth, but Brass is very clear. The less Empire spends time thinking of Morlana, one, the better. We see we see Andor in his natural habitat walking to a sketchy shipyard, engages in conversation with female mechanic Bix. Andor needs to sell something, something he's hesitating talking about until finally we get an untraceable NS9 Starpath unit with all the bells and whistles. And again,
whatever the hell that is, we just don't really know.
He said he makes it sound like it's this like coveted whatever, but
well, even in the 3rd episode when he finally like reveals what it is, it's like it's some kind of tracking device, but even that's not totally clear.
Bix is pissed, inquiring how long Andor has had it, and that no doubt it has come from one of her bids. Andor trying to bug out. He needs to sell the droid to get enough. He needs to sell the droid to get enough credits to get out. Bix wants Andor to sell him the droid. Andor is a hard pass. Needs all the credits he can get. I may have been drunk when I wrote these. Drunk off cold medicine or something. I don't know. Bix finally caves. Brief dialogue between Andor and the Scot. We find ourselves having a flashback in Kenari with absolutely zero subtitles and no translation, which is just so stupid. I don't know why they did that. I don't know.
It was like the Wookiee special all over again, where they're all doing their chittering and chattering, but you don't understand a damn word they're saying.
No, and that's what really just irritated me, because you sent me a text. It's like, does your version have subtitles or translations? I'm like, and then I was getting to that part. I was like, no. So it's just that all the flashbacks are just pointless.
I wasn't sure if my video files were working right or not.
Greenhorn clearly still bothered investigating the case. He was told to cover up. Andor gets stopped by a politely disgruntled Nurchi, who wants his deposit back, brings Vetch, the enforcer. Nurchi trying to turn Vetch on Andor. Bix out to run errands. The Scot goes after her, runs into a bunch of crates. Bix asking for a specific part. This is where Bix asking for a specific part heads out back to dig for it. and by dig I mean sends a message to, I'm assuming her contact. Greenhorn back at the investigation, back at the investigation, and then I just put, are those blue noodles? Question mark. Greenhorn wants to send out an APBP for a human Carnari male wanted for questioning on Ferrix. So this
Dark
is very
features.
this is what like was very interesting. It's like they're like, well, we can't send out the message, and he was like, well, don't we have jurisdiction on Ferrix? And I'm like, yeah, but that's not how things go. It's like, so in what capacity does this pre-more security?
Yeah.
Like, in what capacity do they run? Like, are they a subsidiary of the Empire? Are they associated with the Empire? Are they not associated with the Empire?
Like, it's kind of funny because in like the second episode, I think it is, that kind of like really like barrel-chested big guy that with the Scottish accent is like, we're the first line of defense for the Empire. I'm like, really?
I thought the Empire established all, like they were becoming the sovereign, if you will, of the galaxy. So like, do they? I get, maybe we'll find out more, but I'm more, no pun intended, right? On this, but it's like, are they like? Is this like, like the Empire's like the sheriffs, and like this pre-more is like the police, or I just don't know what capacity they operate, because they seem to have jurisdiction of somewhat, but for you to have jurisdiction, you have to therefore, I would assume, operate on some type of commission. Like you have to be established. You know what I mean? You have to be.
Well, they clearly have to make. Well, they clearly have to make reports to the Empire about how things are operating. So that's probably how they get their funding from the Empire.
Funding, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I was just trying to figure that whole thing out, because it's all very
sloppy. That's the only way I can think of it. Yeah.
I said this guy just out walking his Pumbas, stops to talk to Andor, asks what he's doing. Andor says he forgot something. He's watching or something that he's watching. Who's he? Andor swapping chip logs. Basically says no more favors, Andor, no more favors. Another glorious flashback with no subtitles or translations. The end. So, we have time to jump into season 2.
Episode 2? I think we
got episode 2.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll take like take one, like a minute and 30 seconds, and just give brief thoughts of episode 1.
Brief thoughts of episode 1 was basically the beginning of the end already. If it wasn't for the fact that we're wanting to do this, we're wanting to call out the shit that is the mouses, Star Wars and stuff like that, I probably would have abandoned it here, just because other than like the deputy security guy, like he was the only one I was like, I can kind of root for him. He's just trying to get some shit done. He's trying to find the murderer. The man that killed another man in cold blood.
Yeah.
Here. But it just Andor is a character that just isn't really that endearing to me anyway, or interesting. What's his name? Diego Luna is. I'm sorry. He comes off like Diego Luna. He comes off as a plank of wood.
He's the guy who plays Andor.
He's the guy playing Andor. I don't find him that interesting of a. I mean, to me, he's not bringing anything to the table to where I'm like, I want to see more. So yeah, that's kind of my. I mean, and like it was, we at the top of this. It's like you could have done some simple things to help draw so people like us that are fans into the world a little bit more by having the music cues, or because this was the thing I checked. So you could have either just stuck to your own soundtrack, which was like what in Attack of the Clones, I went and watched that scene where they follow the changeling into the bar.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, did they have music playing, or did they have their own soundtrack going? It was the music's own soundtrack going. So John Williams' music was over it. All right, fine. And then of course, A New Hope. They go into the bar. You got the cantina music going on. fine, perfect. I mean, that's how it all got set up anyways. You could doubt either way, but he walks right into it, and I get blasted with this synthwave techno music, whatever you want to call it. That
very
is
emo,
very
like are you saying it's very emo like music?
Well, it's just very our world bar music, or like stripper bar music, whatever. I don't know.
Like, what's that?
But but it was just, it didn't make me go, okay, we're still in Star Wars. Even before that, with those weird pods and stuff like that of the people in them, I'm like, what the hell is this? This is pull from your catalog. Nar Shaddaa, get that. Oh God!
They pull when they want to pull, and then they want, like, it's like we're only going to pull when we can't create.
So yeah, and you know, the poor cosplay Asari bartender, you name it. It was just to me called. You know what? If it wasn't for this, I would have probably tapped out. I would have been done after this first episode. I might have gotten through the first episode and been like, you know what? No thanks. So how about you?
Just two words. Well, two words. Donkey water is what I'll say.
Oh, not just dog water, but donkey water now, huh?
For those who, I have different levels of just when I express like my disdain for something. There's dog water, and now the level above that is now donkey water. We may hit hot donkey water. I don't know yet. We haven't done we haven't got through.
Yeah, we haven't gotten through this whole season yet, so
we've
only gone through 3 episodes.
The bar scenes ridiculous. The cantina, brothel. Talk about pushing agendas. It's almost like brothels are okay. Like they're saying, like, yeah, it's okay. Like we'll make a scene.
It was I don't know. Basically, the way it was set up was it was in kind of a dark sea. I mean, it's kind of funny. It was it's the old on a dark and scary night. It was raining deep. You know, it was kind of like the setup to somebody trying to tell a scary story around the campfire.
Yeah, it was. I think,
dark and stormy night. That was what I was looking for.
It's just the fights, the whatever you call it, cantina scene with just no Star Wars music.
No,
the guy dying of whiplash.
I guess that's what you could call it. Yeah, it was some major whiplash.
His decision to kill the guy makes no sense, but I guess you have to somehow make him a fugitive somehow. So why not just, I guess, kill 2 guys? But if you're going to do that, like, why'd you stop killing with them? Why not go in and kill everybody that saw you in the bar with having a kerfuffle with the 2, security guys? So that scene, and then as an Irishman, not. I don't like the Scott. I think the Scott guy is just terrible choice. I'd rather deal with somebody with a Cockney accent than a Scott. So that's about it.
Oof.
I'm surprised he wasn't wearing a kilt, honestly.
Give it time. That female Imperial, I'm sure she'll make the Imperials feel like they're wearing dresses.
Maybe, probably. But okay, on to season 2. Do you want to start?
On to episode 2. Yeah,
I keep saying season 2.
I know you keep saying season 2. We're not even through season 1. Jesus.
Yeah.
I said, so starting things off immediately with a flashback of the tribals and their mean-faced female snort leader as they head to the crashed ship to check that out. Finally, well, it certainly seems they have not been alone on this planet at a point, as the little tribal group comes upon a mass mining. I'm guessing a location that's been dug quite deep and quite far stretching. Message. Which makes me wonder, okay, so how did these kids wind up in this situation? Are they all orphaned? Were they like orphaned from like their parents that worked in that mine, or what? What's the situation going on here? Because you're not really giving me anything other than some visuals, which, like I said, message. I'm guessing that's what you're just trying to go for. Which I say, piss off. Now we get a bit of that trailer footage as we jump back immediately to the present, and the guy does some rhythmic clanging on the slab of whatever that metal is to produce the noise. The guy seems to be having fun with it, though. Gotta enjoy your work sometimes. Seems Tim here is having none of Bix's little stories or suggestions as he decides to check what it was she was looking at on the computer. And it is detailed message about the Premor authorities going after Andor or wanting him questioning. And I said, for the slow readers, it seems they decided to be sure to highlight Canary Mail and without delay for the messaging half. Yeah, we heard that too from the last episode, you dingbats. From the last episode. You dingbats put out the pack. But again, for the slow readers, I suppose, or just even Disney Star Wars has the low expectations of their audience. And like I said, why not just have him look at the screen that is in Arabesh and then speaking out loud what it says? That could have worked instead of writing it up on the screen. So, you could have done that instead. Or they end up relaying the message all over again via the droid. So why bother with this? Why not just have him looking at the screen and kind of having a oh shit sort of look, and then cut away to what we're going to go into now, which is Ender gets to his home, I guess. This Marva is there his adoptive mom or roommate? Don't know. He does make sure the droid says nothing until they get the setup. Now we get the droid speaking out what we already read on screen because audience stupid. Just have the guy read the screen in the last scene. So like I that's what I just pointed out. Because there's everything we already found out from episode 1, what they were sending out. With this idea of streaming, they don't already have what, people are probably binging this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, that or bootlegging it. One of the two. Pirating it.
No, so then the two get into a bit of a row about who Andor has told that he is Canary. And Andor proves loose lips sink ships. All because he was out looking for his sister. And clearly the hostess at that brothel gave the dirt on the situation to the deputy inspector. I said, so Andor gets his little meeting with Bix in some bar as he tries to make small chat. That's quickly dismissed as he tries to call off the meeting with the contact of Bix's. But as she makes it clear, it's already done and the contact will be arriving. And boy toy Tim saw the whole thing without context. I expect bar confrontation Yet now it seems another outdoor brawl. Subverting my expectations, eh? But he didn't do a thing. So again, subverting my expectations. Nothing happened. And then, didn't know Star Wars had the equivalent of payphones. Okay. Tim, no! Snitches get stitches. And you what do you have?
Yeah, so I have the recap scene. I said space, the final, Andor. I hate this opening, by the way. Like, it's just
isn't it the longest one so far?
It's just like, get on with it. Like, I literally, and I think that's why it's so long. They're like 47 minutes, but it's like literally 3 minutes of the 47 is this stupid, opening scene.
The opening for just showing the name Andor.
And that's
like you don't need to take that long to show his name for this show.
I think everybody pretty much knows
the show we're watching.
Andor.
Yeah,
it's freaking Andor. Anyways, I said we see the Canary in their natural habitat, wandering through the forest, not having the slightest idea what they're saying.
Yeah, still.
Young Casa gets distracted by the battery mining excavation site. I made that right because if you ever see like the mining for batteries, it literally looks like that. I was gonna
Right.
say Mayan, but I was like, I didn't want to be too disrespectful, and they weren't really temples. So, anyways, I said a young Casa gets just I'm sorry. Tower Bill's going off for I have no clue. Back to the glove wall we go. Oh, look, Nurchi or whatever his name is. The Scot asking her out to dinner. She subtly diverts. The Scot sees the APBP about a human Kunari male. Andor welcomes a mysterious lady, maybe mother.
Yeah, we're
Inside.
both asking the same question.
Yeah, I was like, why? Like, bro, this better not be your girlfriend. I mean, if it is, like, I guess fine, whatever you want to do. But she's
He
literally
likes
like,
to rob the grave, apparently.
like she's 130 years old.
Did you recognize the actress though?
She seemed familiar, but I
think that once I finally got a good look at her, it's so I initially think of her as the side piece henchwoman to Koopa from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
From the 90s. But what people would probably more recognize her from was as Harry Potter's aunt.
That's yes.
I forgot her name right now, but that's
Petunia.
Yeah.
Oh, Petunia's.
So is that
time has not been too kind to Petunia.
Fiona Shaw, that's her name. That's the actress's name. But yeah, I was like, once I was like, wait a minute, looks familiar. And then it finally clicked. I'm like, oh, that's who that is.
Petunia, yeah. So the Scot sees the APBP about the human Kunari male. Andor welcome, mysterious woman. Lady informs B to read the ABBP. Andor plays dumb. Lady presses for the truth. This back and forth banter about Kunari. Bix was looking for Andor, all the while still arguing with the lady. Lady asks what Cassian has done. I've done messed up, Mama. Bix and Andor meet up. Andor spills the beans about what he did. Andor wants to leave in peace. Here we have the jealous Scot spying on the would-be girlfriend.
Yep.
The Scot, now drinking out of his flask, could be contacting the security company. Greenhorn intensely looking at the hollow of Andor. So this is where how did I miss something here? Like, how do they have the hollow of Andor? You brought up a point a couple minutes ago about like the Prosty could have contacted the company. Like, how do they have a hollow of him?
So they because I know so they get his name thanks to the brothel chick. I think, but certainly his description. So they put his description in through the system, and they found out that he's. Oh no! They got his name from Tim.
So I
ratted him out
on the phone.
So
like
So he apparently, or not apparently, he did. He already had basically a criminal record because of him messing with Imperials and stuff like that. So he's been caught. He hasn't been so sneaky as he likes to make himself out to seem, but he has gotten into fights with Imperials and stuff like that. So he has a criminal record, and that was how they had his image, was because of the criminal record.
I was trying to connect the dots because I saw Tim on the pay phone, if you will, but I was thinking about.
I mean, that's what it looked like to me.
Literally, like a pay.
For anybody old enough to know what a payphone is.
Oh God, we're so old. Yeah, they're like, "What's a payphone?" Yeah, I know you got to pay to use it, but
a phone that was attached to a wall usually. I'm just throw some quarters into to make a phone call.
One name, Carrot Top. Second name, what is it? Mr. T. Oh God, what? I pity the fool, Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Yeah. Anyways, so
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. They go in a phone booth. That's a payphone.
But then you brought up the prostitute, and did I miss a part where did she contact them, or was this just based off Tim?
They brought her Well, I think it was
It was episode 3, I think, where she comes in.
No, because I said too late. Tip went in and it seems they don't have They don't believe the tip off because they get the tip off from Tim, but they don't believe it. They think it's somebody fucking with them.
Yeah.
Tip off
Okay.
about Andor, but Andor has a naughty record that they bring up and his image too. And look who the cat dragged in, the hooker from the brothel. So
Okay, I
as
did
they're having
remember that.
as they're having that discussion about Andor and his criminal record, they bring in the hooker.
Okay. Well, then I'll just I said Greenhorn intensely looking at the hollow projection of Andor. Vic shows up at the Scott's door, and he looks happy. He's still drunk, eh? And I just put, this is a children's show, really. Like, just the whole scene, the bedroom scene, and yeah, they didn't like knock Bill work boots, but still, come on, let's go. I don't want to hear kissing for 5 minutes, and they're the loudest kisses ever. Like, can we not? Like, as I throw up?
They really had that boom mic in that.
Yeah, literally.
Hear the tongue swapping going on,
like under her chin, like it was attached to her neck. I feel like. Meanwhile, back at Pre-Morse Security, Greenhorn talking to Mosk about a highly dangerous suspect. Mosk inspiring Greenhorn to suit up and hit the streets. I'll let you go. I don't know if I jumped ahead of you.
No worries. Yeah. And Tim has a midnight caller in his Bix, eh? Awkward moment at the door. Seems someone is about to get their world rocked. Go for it, brother. Seems Deputy Inspector has found himself a kindred spirit in maintaining some degree of law and order and ensuring criminals are brought in. This is where they brought in the like fat Scottish dude, Chops.
Yeah.
Although first line of defense for the Empire, I guess I'll just let you have that one. I was being generous. I was trying to, gotta have those moments. Andor back at his ship after we see Marva looking tense. Seems we see what that thing is that he stole that they brought up in the previous episode. I thought it was like a ship, but I guess not. It's a little code box or something. Might find out more. And here it comes. I was like, oh my fucking God. It looks like Katarn's gun. It looks like the prior pistol. I was like, no. And I sent you the text about it. I'm like, they gave him this freaking pistol.
What's interesting is
he has it.
I did not catch it. I didn't catch it at this point in time. I caught it at much later. But when I did catch it,
because in the third episode you see it a lot more clearly. But I saw it in that dark lighting. I'm like, I know that freaking gun.
So when you text me, I was like, what episode is he on? Because I was like, there's no way he's on episode 3. If he's on episode 3, I literally got to find a way to like get him like to not watch it so I can catch up. So we can like be in pain together. But yeah.
So flashback time again. Okay, wait. The way it seems is that it has been a day or so passing since that ship crashed. Why does it look like a fresh crash with all the sparks and whatnot still occurring? Wouldn't systems have powered down at this point? Or is this supposed to be all in the same day? They don't make it very clear. Because, I mean, we're just like passing, we're just jumping to scene to scene to scene. We don't know if there's any kind of progression of any real, any real time. So it's like, wait, so they got there relatively quick? It seems like they were kind of taking their sweet ass time. Especially with the, ooga booga. Scary ship come from sky. Should we go investigate or not? Like I thought maybe it was like the next day or something, but yet there's still fires and stuff going on. I guess not. The contact I assume that Andor is meeting with is landing down on the planet and is a bit lazy at that. Wants a closer trip. Haha. Not worried about being identified, then I take it. It's our boy Skarsgård, who gave us Andor's pronunciation. And then for the love of God, dude, quit being a bitch and confront her about your suspicions. Good Lord, this is stupid. Because Tim is being a bitch. He's not just being like, hey, something's up. Tell me what the hell's up. Said he acts like a bitch. Marva hunting for the red droid after it was already with Andor. and starts snooping through his room, and we get another flashback as she picked up the spear thing he was using in it. And I couldn't help but laugh. I'm like, it looks like a bunch of dead Simpson characters.
Yeah.
All yellow looking. All their faces were yellow. Their skin was yellow. It's like, what the hell? Did we cross over into the Simpsons now? Some of that world between worlds happening?
Oh gosh, how dare you?
And I said, "Oof, the leader girl got shot. She's done for." Man just starts unloading on everyone. They fill him with darts. Child tribe, it seems, dealing with their first loss. Hey, there are no good guys in this matter. You all came up on this ship. The guy that fired didn't know, and yes, was impulsive. And then you started firing darts to kill the dude. A bad scene all around. So it seems it was a planet abandoned by the Imperials after some kind of mining disaster, perhaps due to with more Death Star materials. So the planet was abandoned and considered toxic, perhaps from the ship, but seems mining operation but it was prohibited by the Empire. Yet had the tribal kids. This line of things isn't adding up. It's still not there. We're not getting an explanation for this. I said, I was like, so body positivity security force is out well in force as they head to the planet so they can start searching for Andor. Because come on, not just the one Scots dude or whatever was kind of chunky, but then you could see other chunky looking security officers in that group.
It's like mall cops, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I'm guessing that's what they were trying to go for. And it's like, will he get scooped up before he gets off planet? Will Skarsgård find him first? What will happen? Deputy Inspector attempting to give a bit of a pep talk to the crew that they are taking for this mission. It's not going well. Even though a fatty dude before him knew what he wanted to say and had the passion and energy. Booyah! Learn from him, Deputy Inspector. At least you got to give the fatty that. He gave a good speech. He knew how to rile up the troops. Skarsgård has his own awkward conversation with a fellow passenger as he's trying to get into this town to find Andor. We get another one trailer shot as Andor is running through a salvage yard, it seems, and that's the end of the episode.
Okay, I'll do mine here. So I just said, droid and mysterious lady just waiting. Andor searching the ship for something. Whatever could it be? I got nothing. But he's taking it. Another wonderful flashback. Andor guy sets out for something or someone, ? I was like, seriously, what's up with the drumming? I don't understand it. I don't get it. At this point in time, I didn't understand
it's like the good night bell or something like that, or
it's like
the curfew bell or something.
Paul Revere, the English or type thing.
That's late. That's later in episode 3.
Yeah, that's your curfew. Some V for Vendetta curfew. Bedroom scene with these two characters. Bix asks what's wrong. The Scot says couldn't sleep. Something's up. Bix is out. So again, like it's just like man up, dude. Like what are you hiding? Like you
just ask. You just find out what the hell is going on because you
just peeled the grape in the room, and now you're gonna play this whole like I just couldn't sleep thing. Like just stupid. I was like, are we watching a soap opera or are we watching Star Wars? Like I don't know.
Good question, right?
Yeah. Andor looking for comms. So again, Andor's gonna be like the Omega, like
Andor Omega.
Andor looking for comms, needs to go away, sends B back off to Marva. Marva looking for B. Where could he be? No pun intended. Marva finds relics from a bygone era. Another fantastic flashback. I guess after so many blow darts, you died too. Another walking scene. Andor standing. They're listening to a guy talk about Canary. About the. Talking about Canary. About to crap his pants. Inquiring about passage to Tassar immediately, or Tasser immediately. 900 credits. Andor offers 5, but 7 is the floor. 700, we have an accord. I said, what is this ridiculous thing flying through hyperspace?
Oh,
and it's really the security ship.
The security ship.
Is this like a Borg, like some triangle Borg ship from Star Trek?
Oh, I thought I had. Is it? Wait, is that in episode 3 or is that in this episode?
No, it's in episode 2. Yeah, it's in episode 2.
I'm okay. So yeah, I did have some notes. No. That's an episode. They show off the. Maybe they. I didn't really notice the ship until episode 3, apparently.
Yeah.
Because because my brother. Credit to my brother. He's like, he looked over and saw the ship, and he's like, it looks a bit like the inside of the Goa'uld motherships from Stargate SG-1.
Yeah.
And I look and I was like, oh shit, you're right. It's just missing some of the little stuff on the outside of the ships.
Yeah.
But like it's got the whole like pyramid shape going on that you can go.
Is it
hey,
also
wait a
me?
minute.
Is it also me, or are the graphics really bad? Like the hyperspace scene, is it just like
it looked a little wonky, yes.
Yeah, like you like I'm sorry, but like Jedi Outcast when you're on the Sod ship has better graphics going through hyperspace than this scene. Like it looks like it's like there's a green screen in the back where you see like the hyperspace stuff, but then it's like they move the ship in front of it, like the scene. Like it's so bad. It's so bad.
No, I agree.
It was
wonky as hell.
But every scene though, every hyperspace, and even in like the next episode, it's bad too. But and that's what I put like this is really bad graphics. Moss giving a briefing of Andor, Green Horde struggling to gain momentum in his speech. The team don't seem thrilled. Fakest claps ever. Inspiring question mark.
Yeah. It was a very awkward after moment for his little speech. It was like, aw. You tried. He had, like I heard somebody say, it's like he had stuff that was inspirational, but he just didn't have the same enthusiasm and energy to put it out. So it just like it landed like a wet fart.
Yeah, it's his delivery was stunning. I said, Andor guy sharing a conversation that doesn't advance the story at all. Looking down on the city while Andor makes his escape. The end.
Yep. We're at an hour 53. I know you have to leave at 6. Do you have enough time for us to get through episode 3, or should we save that for next week and we'll do episodes 3 and 4 next week?
Screw it. Let's do 3. It's fine.
Okay.
We'll try to get through. I don't want to do 3 next week, so I'll.
I want to stick to the one
pound this out
next week.
We'll try to pound it out in the next. Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be tough though, because good lord.
Well, we'll say 10, but we'll see what we can do. It's fine.
Yeah, let's see. So again, starting with the flashbacks, and it's this time is I couldn't help it. It's like last time on Lost. Wait, no, Andor, but it looks like something from Lost. For some reason, to me, as young Andor, is when he's crawling into the ship. Like it looked like they were like going to an episode of Lost when they either like getting into the Dharma Initiative or crawling into that freaking stupid bomb shelter place or whatever. I don't know. That's just where my brain, for some reason, immediately went. Andor starts poking at the dead Simpson characters that look like they don't have the Imperial symbol. But again, continuing with the Lost thing, the Dharma Initiative from Lost? What? Seems young Andor got all worked up over his own reflection. Okay. So he starts bashing the equipment. So it seems seems there are a bunch of scrappers, and that's what's going on with this planet. So this getting back to the present, that this is where the planet Andor's on, and that's what all the people, the gloves and everything, they're a bunch of scrappers. What is this about scrapping planets? Bad Batch, freaking, even this, it was like staying around on Jedi Fallen Order, all the same scrapping planets. Like, don't they have anything else to freaking do? So Skarsgård and Bix do a bit of recapping what we already know from the previous episodes, and then just that the timetable has been sped up to get Andor off this planet. And then this is where I had the note about credit to my brother. Looks like the Goa'uld motherships from SG-1. But I said the Goa'uld motherships are definitely better designed than this bland turd. As we got the security forces dropping down to the planet, we suddenly transitioned to a flashback, and youngish Marva and another cohort steal onto the crashed ship with a fresh/newer BTEMO, while Andor is still smashing up the ship like a spurg. And I said, wait, Republic frigate approaching? Because they keep saying to each other, oh, there's a Republic frigate approaching. There's a Republic frigate approaching. So this is pre-Empire. Why is he so pissed at the Empire if the Republic was responsible technically for killing the leader of his tribe and making him spurg out like a freak? Questions, I guess. Maybe they'll get answered. Maybe they won't. Who the fuck knows? So more of the security forces dropping in, and the one person says, more the blues must be hunting for someone. It's the blues part that sticks out a bit. Like almost like boys in blue, police officers.
Right.
You're a little on the nose, guys. Andor seems to be in the meeting place that we saw from the clip that was put out that we went over in one of our previous episodes. Andor seems to be back to young Andor as he's acting like a spurg, threatening people with his blow stick. And I said, why would a Republic ship that's heading there kill the boy? They have no reason to if it's really the Republic, because as we've seen from Bad Batch, they were immediately known throughout the galaxy as the Empire once Palpatine/Sidious declared it such. Like, that was immediately what took over. Everybody already started knowing they were the Empire. So, again, it's like, what's going on with this Republic stuff?
It's very interesting that they're probably not.
So it means that the Republic was the ones mining on that planet. That, or the Separatists were. Either or for their war. Which, if Andor hates war, then why is he helping with a war?
Right.
I think he'd want to stay out of a war, and maybe reluctantly gets into it, but he keeps messing with things to get himself involved with this sort of shit. Ugh. Anyway, so Marva decided to do a bit of kidnapping. Cool.
That's
security,
neat.
Right? That's neat. Security forces their way into Marva's home, all with a warrant. Neat. B2 was a little late, too early, whatever. But the droid gets caught up by the security force that's running roughshod over Marva's place. Then they then hear Andor trying to communicate with the droid to apologize to Marva, and that they are getting his location thanks to it. Now Skarsgård shows up for a little further little meeting. Andor claims to be alone, but the fact that the security force overheard and got his location might throw something of a monkey wrench into the plans. And I laughed. As The security crew is heading out. The crowd is yelling and shouting at them. And they throw out the line, "Nothing to see here. Move along." So negotiations are immediately opened up as Andor is trying to get money for this device that can track Imperials and is apparently non-traceable. Bit suspect. Tim let it slip. He knows Andor was Kenari, and now he's the bad guy because he told the officials about a murder. Yeesh. God forbid somebody, talks about what happened. Now we get Andor's bullshit about just walking in and taking from the imps, and again making the Empire look incompetent. You want to go with some of your notes?
Yeah. Just again recap scene. I just said space the final. I mean Andor again. I said we see another flashback where young Cassian is exploring the Imperial cruiser to find dead imps. Cassian has found the bridge, or the communication, or its comms. I was saying back to present day where Andor is watching the scrapping of cruisers. Cassian says farewell to an old friend, telling him he will give him money, he will give money to Marva he owes. Andor guy Luthen exits the transport shuttle and is on his way. It appears he is Bix's contact of some kind, ? Bix and Luthen talk about how she missed the window of contact, and the bulletin was put out by Primor about a Kenari human male that matches Cassian's description. Luthen says he's seen it and says it doesn't mention his name, only that they're looking for someone from Kenari. Also states his Imperial prison record, says that he's from Fest. Luthen asks,
he had like a cover identity that he
which is very interesting because it makes you like, was it not that good then, or did somebody crack it, or it's very interesting that it's I don't know how well.
Well, like I said for the previous episode, loose lips think ship. So he let it out too many times to too many people that he's from Kenari, and like it was the prostitute from the brothel was able to put 2 and 2 together.
But how accurate do you think the Imperial record would, how thorough? Do you think they just believed that he was from Fest, or do you think they would have
It was probably it could have been forged well enough to where they believed that he was from Fest, and that was all that was needed.
I don't think the true Empire, the true Imperials, I think that I don't know if you would have been able to get that past them unless you had some really, really good. I think this is just an attempt to just show how stupid the Empire is. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, and it could very well be it, considering the actress for the Imperial.
Yeah. It's like, you there?
All right, sorry.
Okay. Don't know if I lost you.
The actress that has been going around that plays the Imperial, she's been basically saying that she's surrounded by incompetent men, and she's here to still make her mark and prove how better she is.
I mean, I'm sorry. Is this the same Empire that Thrawn, the same universe,
right,
the same
right.
that Thrawn, yes, there was if you
the same Empire led by the man that deceived the Jedi, deceived the whole Republic,
right.
Played two warring factions against each other to see who would be the better, turned Anakin Skywalker over to the Sith. Yeah, that same Empire.
It's just reading Heir to the Empire and the Thrawn series, it's yes, there was that one, at the beginning of the Heir to the Empire, there was that one guy on the bridge that boobed up, and Thrawn, basically
made an example.
But his mistake wasn't as incompetent.
It wasn't the fault of the officer itself. It was the fault of the man that trained him, and that was the whole point he was making, was that he's not just gonna willy-nilly kill people like Vader or anything like that. He wants to improve his men. He wants them to be better than they are. So get people that are better trained for the situation.
I just want to just touch on this.
That's all been, that's.
I just want to just touch on this.
And that's why Sidious brought Thrawn in.
Right. But it's like, this is a different, it's like, I believe that, this is they are just trying to show, or either one, show how stupid, like, I don't even think I don't even know how to say what I'm going to say. It's like their version of the Empire, how they see the Empire, like their Empire is so stupid because it's not the true Empire. It's like they're trying to be like, well, we can't portray the Empire, Lucas's Empire, in this day and age because of how ruthless they are and how racist they were and how genocidal they were. And it's like, so we're going to create a new Empire, and this lady, the savior of, Palpatine's savior, is going to come and put everybody in line because men can't do it, but a woman can because the Force is female.
Yeah, they've all got so fat, slobbing, and lazy. And
but that's the thing.
It's antithetical to what was established for the Empire. And we all know that Vader was a little too kill happy with a lot of freaking people.
You look at the Empire like pre-Disney, and the Empire now, it's like, my goodness, you had this guy that was on his way to Burger King. He took a hard left from the Inquisitor to go to the cafeteria to be first in line for the a la carte, like
for the all you can eat Chinese buffet.
There's no intelligence. There's no fear. There's no respect.
Nothing.
It's like, but this is how
they're Kenobi walks out the freaking front door with a child in his coat, which says so many freaked up things to begin with, but it's like he's walking out with this kid tucked in, and nobody notices. Nobody.
It just boggles my mind. But anyways, where did I lost my place. Oh, okay. Luthen asks if he's been identified. Bix claims not. A lot of people know him. They claim not a lot of people know him. Luthen makes a statement question about Cassian killing these men on Morlana. The silence confirmed what he already knew. States we better work quickly. Ask where Andor is. Luthen asks if Bix trusts him. Replies with he'll be there. The Goomba squad has arrived. Drop ships en route. Tensions are high for Greenhorn. B scanning a freighter for Y? Marva looking for something. Another flashback. This might be the most important moment of this Greenhorn's career. The beginning of the end.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, we have touchdown. The orders have been given. The search is on. I'll just say one more. Luthen is... I said, is Luthen just open carrying a sword out here, like a katana, like a
it was like his walking stick or something like that. It was
a walking katana.
I don't know if we're gonna see more of what that actually is in the next episode. Or
I wish I could. Maybe
it was like a weird fold-up stick that he suddenly like.
Bro, it was a sword. It had a blade on it.
Did it? I didn't really notice.
100%. Like maybe not in this scene, but like later on, like it retracts down. It sucks in, and it is a full on like katana sword. I keep getting distracted and move my
Mr. Insect jumping into the chat. The Empire where you can get killed for incompetency via force choke is just not ready for true force female competency.
Yeah. I don't know if did I jump ahead of you yet, or
what was your last note?
The last thing, he's just out here open carrying a sword.
I don't know.
I can't remember if I. No, I haven't. No, not yet. So
no, you're good. You're good.
More. So I said, the town spots the imps. Will Cassian's friend warn him? I said imps because I don't know who the hell these guys are working for. I don't know if
they're like their own little security force. So they're like you said, mall cops basically.
Yeah. one more flashback. Marva Tranks the kid.
Oh yeah,
I just think
that's the child kidnapping part. Yeah,
I thought I saw something and it reminded me of you. It was like it was a thing on Twitter where she tranks the kid and it goes to the. Did you ever watch Old School with Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn and
No.
David Spade? Or was it David Spade? No, it was the guy from. Wasn't David Spade, but he's like. Will Ferrell's like, oh, what kind of gun is this? He's like, that's a trank gun, my friend. It's the most powerful on the market. And Will Ferrell like shoots himself in the neck with the tranquilizer. He's like, you just shot yourself in the neck, dude. That's awesome. That's just what I thought. And then Will Ferrell like falls into the pool and like, jumps in and saves him. But,
oh god.
Anyways, tranks get back to present day where Premor deliver a lovely letter. Warrant for Cassian. Brief dialogue between Bix and the Scott. The Scott dips. The warrant commences. Marva states, "You should be ashamed." Greenhorn gives her an out. Yeah, Greenhorn gives her an out. And then I'll let you go here.
So I said after some dramatics, Skarsgård makes the recruiting speech and says if he wants to fight these bastards for real, so is it? And I was like, so is his sister subplot disappearing already, or just going on the back burner? Because sister's been kind of not mentioned. She's kind of out in the ethers, man. Like my brother made the joke. He's like, what would be really funny is if she ends up being a total pro-imperial chick.
Bro, did you know that his sister's actually the girl in the white suit? The
I
suit?
was thinking that too.
Literally, that's his sister.
Oh god.
I will quit this show immediately. Not our show, but I will quit this show if she is. I just have this in my gut that's gonna be his sister.
Oh god. Could you imagine?
Listen, I have these craziest ideas about the space bridge, and where I think I have a feeling like that is his sister.
It crept into my mind too. It did. It really did. It was like, especially like once my brother was like, "What if she turns out to be like some pro-imperial chick?" I'm like,
yeah,
huh. And I started thinking about it after a little while. I'm like, no, that'd be really hilarious if it turned out she was that person. His sister became that chick, bleach blondes her hair and everything, and goes.
She's literally female version of
Thrawn. Okay, yeah. So seems the people on this planet have their own sort of warning system when the fuzz comes looking for criminals and bad guys. Maybe it says Tubby Cop says for intimidation, etc. Just as Skarsgård tells Andor, don't carry anything you can't control. The fuzz comes a knocking. Rutro, Bix got caught. She gonna get used for bait? Something else? What's gonna happen? I was watching the live stream Friday Night Tights last night, and I think it was Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. He did make the point, like, at least she didn't have some ridiculous ass fight scene where she fights off the cops and gets away from them. Like, they pretty much keep her that locked and key. Like, she ain't going anywhere once they got her under control. Like, once they got a hold of her. So, a little point to that. None of that goofy shit from Kenobi where she awkwardly grabs a helmet and throws them around and shoots the other. So Skarsgård seems to come more prepared than Andor, as he says, build your own escape plan on the way in. He blows up some good boy security guys so the two of them can try to make a break for it and get to his ship. They were so wrapped up in monologuing at each other, they forgot the Imperial box that Andor was trying to sell off. Good one, guys. Now you have good one, guys. Now you have to get through this firefight. For an old guy, Skarsgård can certainly sneak around and get the upper hand on people, because he suddenly starts disappearing and reappearing and shooting guys right and left and right. They are certainly bringing down the house. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
And Tim acts a retard, major freaking retard in this moment, as he charges the cops after he's already told to stay right where he is, and now he did. See, Bix? This is what you get for your secrets, bitch.
Secrets.
I mean, but Ferdinand is like, dude, you're already told by the security force that is clearly like locking shit down. You're gonna really go head first into these guys. You're not armed. You're not like got like body armor or anything like that. You're going head first into these guys that are already like on edge, as you got the whole town basically chiming on everything and kind of sending out the warning signal, basically that shit's about to go down or is going down or whatever. Dumbass. But hey, now he did. Man, for the first line of defense to the Empire, these guys are certainly getting their shit kicked in. Marza seems to be cruising for a bruising herself as she keeps talking to the two cops staying with her. Andor managed to get the jump on security deputy inspector and starts questioning him while Skarsgård says, just kill him. So this is what I was talking about. This is Andor gets to sneak up on this guy. So why doesn't he kill him? He already killed the one guy, execution style. All right, he does end up folding like a stack of cards, but why not shoot him? Why not just take him out? Stuff him away somewhere. Then he's out of the way. He can't alert people to your guys' location. Okay, you tied him up. So you tie him up, but you don't tie up the other guy that you got into the alleyway fight when you could have de-escalated that situation a little better than already having the whole police force come after your ass.
If anything, it makes more sense to kill this guy because he's the guy that's like second in command.
He's the one dogging you. It would have made.
He's like, yeah, I feel remorse, so I can't kill him. It's not
suddenly we're going to start feeling guilty about what we're doing.
Yeah. It's like, he must live.
One security officer that was getting out or heading back to the ship to maybe attempt to get back up had his vehicle booby trapped effectively and was caused to crash and explode. All people just trying to do their jobs and bringing in a murderer. That's all these guys are trying to do. And they're getting shit from this town, getting blown up and everything. I don't want to side with the security, but you're making me side with the goddamn security.
Right.
Fatty security cop drops the real world swear word instead of the world immersing Star Wars swear words. You writers got Google? What's wrong? I mean, hell, thanks to EU Commander here. I'm going to share the screen really quick. Got a nice little list of different words. Criffing for fucking. Sith spit, which is basically shit. Borked, decoot, idiot. Farkled, fucked, poodoo, fodder. You have the words that are available.
I missed this post. I gotta copy this one down.
I mean, there's all sorts of alternative words that they could have used.
Yeah. But it's just, again, like it just shows you how non-Star Wars this is.
And it shows their lack of real creativity for it.
A bunch of bantha fodder.
Exactly.
I was like, and then when I dropped my keys because my back's all jacked up right now, I was at Pooju. Like,
Criffing Cathound.
Yeah.
Just to help with the word. I mean, so a buddy of mine was saying, oh, they did so great with world building. No, they didn't. They left out all the world building. that is Star Wars. That would have helped immerse you in the Star Wars universe further. They left it out on the writing floor or whatever. But hey, let's make them say shit. I don't care that they said shit. It's just it's just the laziness of it, you know?
Nobody's ever said that word in Star Wars. Like that word. There's other words that mean that, which gives it the Star Wars. That's like, you can say
basically poodoo.
And and oh, okay, he said a bad word, or you know, like
Nerf herder. I mean, like Kyle's favorite, spast.
Yeah,
which is basically damn or shit.
I miss spast. Just
Mr. Insect always like shoota.
Oh yeah.
Like I see some other people posting like son of a hut.
Yeah.
You know, it just
there's just no Star Wars feel.
No, none. It's a skin suit. So okay, Google. Deputy Inspector gets found finally, and they are all on the scene as the decoy vehicle heads out, thanks to Andor and Skarsgård, with a little surprise. Just as Andor and Skarsgård are getting out of there on a swoop bike, that's when they detonate the other vehicle and get the heck out of there with the security force to pick up the pieces of their dead. Because there's like what, 4 or 5 guys that were surrounding that thing and got blown the hell up. And poor deputy and then old Marva and B2 realize Andor won't ever be coming back, and Bix finally gets released from the cuffs and leaves Tim's body there in the pathway. And Andor's pal is drinking his. Deputy Inspector is taking things a bit hard as he stares at the rebel. All the while, Andor and Skarsgård make it to the ship, and they get the heck out of there, while overlapping it with Marza taking young Andor off his planet. And they've kind of, like I said, they kind of overlay it with the flashback and the present, all kind of trying to make the significance of all of it, right? Or just drawing the parallels between what's going on and what went on in the past. And it's just like, fuck off. But it's just basically, it's like, okay, so now he's leaving or abandoning people again, because he abandoned his sister, not by his choice, sure, but that's effectively what ended up happening. And now he's abandoning the people that he knows on this planet to go to the rebellion, I guess. And again, all the while, that poor deputy inspector's just kind of got that 1,000-yard stare of going, "Oh fuck, maybe I should have listened to the security chief after all, because this won't go quietly into the good night." Oh fuck. So yeah, that's the end of my notes. How about
okay? Well, I had quite a few, but
go for it. Let's
go. I said the intimidation of a droid. That's what this has come down to. A droid.
Yeah.
Green Horde.
We're gonna pick on the droid now.
Green Horde crosses line. Oh dear, you caught Cassian. Tracking Cassian comms. The long-awaited meeting between Luthen and Andor. Luthen asks if they're alone. Pre-more on the hunt through the streets. Back to the meeting with Luthen and Andor. Andor asks for 40,000 credits. Luthen is a bit shocked. Questions the validity of the product. And Andor's words. Bix is informed Pre-more is here for Cassian. Does she know, or is she playing dumb? States someone ratted him out. The slimy Scott did. Bix confronts the Scott about ratting Andor out. Andor presents the item to Luthen. Luthen asks 3 questions, trying to gauge if Cassian's the real deal. That was 40,000 credits. Seems light. Luthen still pushing hard to get the truth. Cassian beating around the bush. Luthen offers another 1,000 credits for the truth. We now witness a spy speech, the deconstruction of the Empire. Sad, sad day. Luthen states he knows Andor. Luthen speaks of Andor's father. Andor gets spooked. It's very interesting. Luthen tries to employ Andor to come with him. This secret banging code, like for real, like Paul Revere, warning the Brits.
Basically, right? That's basically what was going on there.
Andor asks how Luthen got here. Luthen asks if Andor is carrying his comlink, demands he gives it to him, then destroys it. They're surrounded. Box gets dropped by Pre-Mord Guard. Or, I'm sorry, Bix gets stopped by Pre-Mord Guard. Luthen and Andor discusses an escape plan. Slap charges engaged. I don't know what I was writing there. Andor forgot the box. Then a firefight commences. Andor goes off for the box. Guard. So this is so freaking stupid. So the guard claims they're under heavy fire.
Right.
It's literally 2 guys, 1 blaster each. Like,
yeah,
they have basically cricket pistols, and these guys have like it's just I heard that. I'm like what
yeah,
you
think they were the better. You think they would have been better armed or something, right?
Well, yeah, but it's like they have 2 blasters. Like, what do you mean you're under heavy fire? Like, you just suck. That's what you want to say.
That's basically it. They aren't trained for this sort of thing.
Yeah, I was like, Andor really wants his box. Tries to take them out in the process, and then he's like, screw the box. They make their escape. There's still questions about the box. Bix getting thrown like a ragdoll by Pre-Mord, obviously bleeding. The Scot sees her, tells them to stop. They give him a command, and then he gets one in the chest. Bix clearly upset about the Scot. Heavily armed again. They have 2 blasters. That's it. Greenhorn goes his own way, breaking and entering. Where would I go? Breaking and entering, I see, and shoots some crossbred Jawas in the process. Marva asking if the annoying clanging is getting to them. She's met with a polite shut it. That's what reckoning sounds like.
Yeah.
Gotta throw the title out there. Box still
so
Bix
dramatic.
Yes, right. Bix still handcuffed to the wall. Marva getting under your skin. Marva says when the banging stops, that's when you want to worry. Young guard inquired as to why. Greenhorn not ready for what's to come. And then I wrote, they gave him Kyle Katarn's Briar pistol in all caps. Like I was like,
we got to see it more in the light.
Yeah. Told you so. Told you so. I said back of Greenhorn's head, meet Andor's blaster. Andor's blaster, meet the back of Greenhorn's head. Andor tells Greenhorn to drop his blaster and calm. Luthen tells Cassian to kill him, then offers to kill him himself. It's like, and so again, it's like, why are you hesitating? Like, you had no hesitation headbutting the guy and killing, but like you're hesitating here. And I love the fact that like Andor got like Skarsgård's like, I'll kill him for you.
Yeah, I'll do it. If you ain't got the scrote for it, right. You suddenly lost your scrote for killing people that were defenseless. I'll do it.
Yeah. So we see the guard that was ordered to go back to the pod. Was set up trying to escape. The town is helping ? And boom. With Greenhorn restrained, Luthen and Andor make their escape in the speeder. It blows up. Gasp! What a diversion. Well played. Greenhorn's pissed, and they're off on the swoop bike. Back to the flashback, now present, where Marv is clearly emotional. Bix is still cuffed to the wall. Leaves the Scot. I'm sorry, is uncuffed from the wall, leaves the Scot. Luthen and Cassian swooping through Kansas wheat fields on their way to the ship. Greenhorn's still pissed, just utterly destroyed. They made it to his ship, back to the flashback, back to the present, now a flashback, now back and forth with this nonsense at the end.
That was the 3 episodes of Andor.
I just have.
Well, it certainly got my blood boiling. I'll at least say that. It got me good and angry.
Yeah, I just really can't wait.
Especially the extra points that we got to bring up here.
Yeah. I just...
Like, I knew I wanted to rant about these 3 episodes, but man, like, for us going back and forth with this, like, I really needed this.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Takeaways from this is I really now truly think that the female,
and you know,
the
I'm gonna pull a you here. I'm gonna blame you.
Because you know what? I didn't listen.
I'm gonna blame you because you know what? I had been ignoring Disney Star Wars for a long time, and you're like, hey, we should do like a podcast and talk about how shit Disney Star Wars is. And I was like, you know what? That might not be a bad idea. It could be fun. It could be a lot of fun. And you know, we finally get to the point now where we're keeping up and we're watching all this shit. It's like, oh, good Lord.
No, I thought back on
blame you.
I offered to watch freaking Lego Star Wars summer vacation, and you go do Andor. So like, no, you don't get to do like no. Oh no,
yeah. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna no. It's like, on you. It's on you.
Like, I don't want to watch summer vacation. I want to watch Andor. Ugh. And I'm gonna say this: the Trumpian female woman.
I'm waiting. Oh, like it is. I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see this. Like once she gets introduced, is it? I said on our last episode,
whatever her name is.
Like I said on the last episode, how overt is it really gonna be? Like how in your face is she gonna be, or the Empire, whatever. You know, it's. I'm wondering if it's all gonna be true, or if it's all just them going off script or on script and saying a bunch of crazy shit. I don't know. I'm waiting to see.
I'm calling it now.
I hope she's his sister. I really do now. I really freaking do. Oh God, that'd just be kind of a demented icing on the cake, wouldn't it?
Because here's the thing, they screwed up. They wanted Cassian Andor to be Kyle Katarn, but they're so stupid they didn't realize that Kyle actually did work for the Empire. So now they're gonna be like, okay, well, we screwed up. We're gonna have his sister be a part of the Empire, and maybe I don't know. Like you can't make this stuff up. I don't know, but I'm calling it. She's his sister. Or she's the girl that got shot with the blaster and was just pissed and became.
Who knows at this point? Well, question is, will it get any interesting after this point? Because good Lord, were these some boring ass episodes? Like 3, they kind of picked it up with the explosions and action and stuff like that, but it's just kind of like. At that point, a little too late, almost. Because I mean, how many episodes is this season supposed to be?
6, maybe. I don't know.
12.
12. Oh.
So that's their opening to all of this.
Well,
yeah.
I think next week we'll just watch Summer Vacation. Then.
You know what's messed up? You remember how you sent me the text? What was it? You hang on, let me see if I can find it really quick. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. Fuck off. Hang on. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Let's see if I can find it really quick. No, not that. I know you talking about wanting to rewatch Kenobi's bullshit.
Oh yeah,
because I was like, I sent you as like, it wasn't until 1:20. Okay, so at 1:24 p.m. on Wednesday, I finished. I was like, finally finished episode 3, and you said you're 2.5 ahead of me.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna go watch Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I'm almost like, you know what? I think I'm gonna watch that. I think we can switch back to that instead.
You think I'm kidding? I'd rather deal with Crosshair's emotional daddy issues.
Crosshair's at least a more interesting character. than freaking
Okay.
Andor.
I'd rather watch
Oh God,
Wrecker's Pringle brain.
Wrecker's retard,
crumble.
fucking gorilla spurgouts. Yeah.
Like I just,
Oh my
it's on the
God.
same. It's on the same level of like Kenobi. Obviously, no, but nothing will. I don't think ever trump how bad Kenobi was. But it's
Nothing
equally,
will.
it's
Nothing will.
bad
Because at least in
in the
this,
sense
like,
of writing, it
so
is
again,
bad.
yeah. Oh God.
Like,
and even Ewan McGregor said, "Oh, thought it was gonna be story of Obi-Wan and Luke. Nope, Obi-Wan and Leia instead. Oh, that's a shocker."
it's like, how can we take the most boring character? How can we take the most boring character we've ever created, and well, it's not even that. It's like, let's take the most boring character ever, and let's give him a show. We're gonna take these two characters that are not established, that had nothing to do with the Death Star plans, but we're gonna make a movie.
At least
and
Skarsgård kind of livened things up a little bit.
The only thing that's good about this show, is Skarsgård. That's it.
Yeah, he was.
That's 100% it. And if they killed Jawas, but that's it.
And I like the security guy, the deputy security guy. Like he was just trying to do some damn good, man. He's just trying to do some good.
He's a goody two shoe. That's like, yeah, like get out of here.
He just wanted to bring in the criminal, man. He wanted just to serve. Again, I don't want to be rooting for the security, but goddamn,
I don't want to be rooting for anybody.
Oh.
Like they're all freaking British. They're all British. Like this is downtown Cockney.
Oh God.
Like you could see Westminster Abbey in the background. Like I really
like it was. I thought they did a fine, like the sets and stuff like that. A lot of that did look fine. Like in it looked like stuff that was lived in for once. For once, things looked lived in.
Terrible. They're like the set fine. Yeah, it's upgraded from a rock smashing plant in California to maybe downtown like London, and it looks lived in. Yeah. So I agree with that. But the sets look old, but they're not Star Wars. Like when you walk into,
it still doesn't have that feeling.
They had a payphone bank. My goodness, come on!
I know that was so goofy.
Like
not a hollow terminal, but a freaking
a 1-800 call collect.
Like he didn't have like his own personal hollow terminal that he went to, or like for the company that he works for, there wasn't a hollow. Where are the hollow terminals to make these sort of conversations happen?
That's not part of their like they don't get paid. They don't have comm links. Like you got to go use a payphone because they're so cheap that but nothing. It's like the bedroom scene is like, it looks like a loft in like downtown Toronto. Like, or in that maybe not like a loft, but like somebody's basement. Like they're renting your mother's basement. Like nothing. There's no Star Wars feel at all, and like there's no like, where are all the aliens? And the aliens that are there.
That's
like
the aliens, the music. There's none of it. Nothing that is making you give that feel. Like I understand you have a spinoff and you want to kind of differentiate it. Okay, fine, but you still need things that make you feel that this is still the same universe, because that was the thing that Stargate Atlantis did right. While it was a spin-off with a bunch of different characters and stuff like that, it got you introduced in the world, but there was still enough familiarity to make you go, okay, this is the same world. This is the same, they're intertwined in some ways, makes you, and this was one of the problems with the show that I had with the show Torchwood, that it was supposed to be a spin-off from Doctor Who, but there was nothing that really made it feel like that.
I'd
universe.
rather watch Torchwood.
Don't. It's bad, especially after like season 1. It gets shit.
There's another part that I actually enjoyed. So Vetch, episode 1 reminds me of Mr. Insect's companion on SOTOR. Kind of.
Oh, Ken Vol.
I just kind of thought of that. I
Poo
don't know
Gristle?
why I meant, yeah, Poo Gristle, but it's just I kind of want to watch Lego Star Wars next week. I really don't want to watch any more of this. Like, this is 12 episodes. Kenobi was 6, and I think we both wanted to.
We were drained. We were mentally, physically, emotionally drained.
It took 3 shows of not watching anything to like mentally recover. Like,
that was 3 weeks. Then that was 3 weeks to recover.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, where's the story going?
The only thing that I can first say is, like, just from general impressions, that this is going to be, I do wonder if where he's going to be going is going to be taking like Andor to Coruscant to maybe meet Mon Mothma, or just somewhere else before he goes to Coruscant. So we're going to see that planet eventually.
And where's Bail Organa?
But it's going to be basically bringing him into the rebellion.
Where's Bail Organa?
That's a question, isn't it? Because we have not seen anything to do with him in relation to this show. We've seen stuff involving Skarsgård and Mon Mothma.
It's like all these characters. There's no established characters in this show.
We have not seen anything for Organa yet, and yet he's supposed to be as big a player for the rebellion as Mon Mothma.
I would make the argument that he's bigger. He's more impactful than Mon Mothma.
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree.
So, like, where is he?
I wonder that same thing.
Like, this new Disney is like, well, we can't.
Unless they're just like trying to.
We can't expose Organa because he's a senator and he has to keep, secret. But then we see like what they did with him in freaking Kenobi. Like, he flew to
he flew to freaking Tatooine.
Like, do you think
he sent a message to Tatooine and gave away all the dirt?
If you think for 1 minute that his ship is not tracked by Palpatine, you're an idiot. If you don't think that Palpatine doesn't know exactly where these senators are going, like, I refuse to believe that. Oh yeah, he got there. He secretly unless he walked into a war between was it war was it
a world between worlds?
Yes, unless he walked into a door between War Between Worlds and somehow showed up on Tatooine. You're telling me that like nobody, like Palpatine doesn't have spies? That's Palpatine's spies have their own spies that have their own spies that employ other spies.
Spies that have spies that have spies. Yeah,
like there's nothing that you can't get past him. So it's like, again, like, it's just so stupid. It's so.
Well, and I'm looking it up really quick, but even for I mean, unless they're keeping it quiet, Jimmy Smits is not showing up on listings for Andor. So that's kind of the question: are we going to actually see Organa or not? Like, maybe not this season, but maybe second season. But I don't know how you could have.
How can you have
Birth of the Rebellion or the further machinations of the rebellion, and he's not involved?
That's my point. How can you tell this story? I guarantee that this is what they're going to do. They're going to tell the story. They're going to have the birth of the rebellion, and Organa's not going to be present. They're going to because Mothma is a female. They're going to put it all on her.
Yeah, they're going to outshine him with her. Yeah,
yes, exactly. Which is not how it happened. I'm not saying that Mon Mothma never played a role in the rebellion. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that her role, the prevalence of her role compared to Organa, it's less. Organa played more of a role in the birth of the rebellion than her, and that's a fact. That's not a subjective feeling. So to have this show to continue the show without, he might come. He might be they might put him on a hologram or something, like a cameo, like freaking.
Yeah, that's. I'm guessing a cameo or something like that. That would be my guess. And for right now, they're keeping it quiet before, so they can reveal stuff as time goes on, basically. That's my guess.
I'm unavailable Saturday. I gotta organize my spice rack. It's I don't know where they're going with it. But 12. I mean, you have 12 episodes to. And this female girl that they've marketed this story about, like this girl's gonna, basically whip the Empire into shape because the Empire is just a bunch of babbling, crying babies that nobody fears. Like, when's she gonna come in? The very last episode. That's gonna be the climax of it. Like, oh hi.
I'm gonna guess she's gonna come
Andor.
in the next episode. That's
You
just
think?
my guess.
Hey, she'd be like, "Hey, Andor, I heard you were looking for me in the brothel. Here I am."
Mr. Insect, they might ruin the rebellion so much in the end that she wins.
Or this is so ridiculous when they finally retcon the original trilogy. Palpatine's going to himself. He's going to freely just jump over the ledge. He doesn't need Vader to help him. He's just going to jump. Like, I'm
done. I'm out. Peace.
I'm out. Bye. And then he's like, I made sure that all my clones were destroyed. And I relinquished my essence of transfer power. Like, I'm done. Bye.
Out.
Vader, don't come trying to save me either.
I don't want none of it.
I would too, man. I would too.
Oh.
Leia's the new Luke.
Yep. Basically.
Thrawn is this woman is the new Thrawn.
Oh
Mon
God.
Mothma.
I didn't even think something
Bro,
like that.
he got the same garbs as Thrawn. Which I find interesting because I could be wrong, but I only thought Grand Admirals
wore the
white. But then in Star Wars and Rogue One, that what's his name?
That one guy was
idiot guy who's like, "Don't choke on your aspirations, Admiral," or Admiral Krennic or whatever.
Vader.
But I literally thought only Grand Admirals had that wore the white, and if that's true. I can't think if in A New Hope, if when they're on the Death Star, if anybody had white. I don't know.
No,
I thought white was reserved for the Grand Admirals, but if that's true, she's wearing white. She's a new Thrawn.
Well, you said it, not me.
I'm just listen. I don't want it to happen. I don't want them to touch my books. But just look at it for a minute, like. You're telling the story about the birth of the rebellion, and you haven't listed the main actor who plays Bail on the credits. So therefore,
Krennic. Krennic was the guy in Rogue
Krennic,
One.
but like Organa's not involved in this. So next in line would be Mothma, and you play this to where like Mothma plays you make her the main character of the rebellion. This lady is now, because you can't bring Thrawn in because Thrawn was a genius mastermind tactician who used culture to win wars, used the studying of culture and art to win wars. Like you can't, you can't have somebody, you can't portray him. You can't portray the Empire of old in this day and age because of what they stand for is genocide and hate, and people call Palpatine a racist, which I don't know if that's necessary. I think he's just an equal opportunist. I don't think that racist is kind of rude.
Hey, people have to earn their keep, man.
Right. But you can't so it's very interesting. But here's the thing. This isn't just craziness. Like we saw in the Book of Boba, like they deconstructed Boba Fett. Why? Because the true Mandalorian race, I mean, it was cutthroat. Like they weren't just kissing babies and helping old ladies cross the street. Like they were mercenaries, man. Like they were brutal. Like to become Mandalore was a fight to the death. You can't so it's just like they're trying to babyfy, if that's tone it down a little bit,
and finalize it basically.
Yeah, and then show that women can just do the exact there's not enough women characters in Star Wars. We need more women, prevalent women characters. So Fennec Shand is the new Boba. Omega's the new Jango. Mando is an odd bird because he's like he hates droids and then becomes best friends with a droid and hates this creature that is now his son and just
Yep.
yeah. Kenobi, you turn Kenobi into this old decrepit man, dad body that has PTSD from and has become a shell of his former past. It's like,
Yep. Good God.
This is where we're going. This is why I made this
Construction and
comment.
destruction of
I made this
established
comment
characters.
a couple weeks ago. I was like, Star Wars died in 2012.
That was you could say 2008 was the beginning of the end because of Clone Wars, but you're right. Yeah, with the selling of
the minute
Lucasfilm to Disney, that was the beginning of the end.
I'm not everything I just said. Am I crazy? Do you think that this female is not going to be the new Thrawn? Do you think that they're not going to portray Mon Mothma as the main character of the rebellion?
I don't know if they're going to give the female Imperial that big of.
Well, you're going to have to explain why she's wearing the white garbs then, because I got to go back and do research, but I was pretty sure that white symbolized Grand Admiral status.
I've just been looking it up, and it can be made, at least certainly for Disney Star Wars, in special exceptions to certain Imperials, but now it's probably just now they're just going to use it for like special Imperial groups. They wear a white variation.
Well, that's stupid, because then you just literally we're all about just.
And some people did wear special Imperial uniforms, like
is this
Asani Isard. Asani Isard wore a red Imperial outfit.
Is this Wikipedia or is this legit?
No, it's the Wikipedia.
I make the argument that some of those moderators are paid by Disney.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, and I'm flipping between Legends and canon, and so like I said, one was canon and one is Legends. Yeah. Legends, it didn't really make it. The Legends page didn't really have a talk about differentiation of the white uniform. It only talked about the main ones from the movies, which I'm guessing was a little bit intentional. But yeah, I could have sworn it was also that it was the indication of
Grand Admiral status.
A Grand Admiral status, but
I guess when she appears, if we see the different
I mean, we can only wait and hear how she's
what are they I'm having a brain fart. What are the not the medals, but the insignia on their chest? What does that represent?
The medals, yeah. Yes.
Why can I think of what they're called?
The red, blue little insignia medals. Yeah, those will identify Imperial rank as well.
So I guess we have to have a better look at if she has any on her chest. No, not looking at her chest, you sickos, but look at the insignia and see if they match to I just one of the two, man. She's either going to be Grand Admiral or his sister or both. Tell Mom I made it in the Empire. I'm Grand Admiral status.
So
I'm the new Thrawn.
Yeah, here's the I found. So Grand Admiral is 6 blue bars, 3 yellow, and 3 red. Or that's a Grand General.
Yeah.
Oh, same. So Grand General and Grand Admiral have the same.
So we'll have to see if tune in next week.
And then let's see, what's her freaking name?
Thrawnette.
Thrawnette.
Grand Admiral Thrawnette. That's her name.
If it's not, it should be now. Trying to see if they have her character at all. I think this is her. Hang on. Trying to find it.
I think it's Grand Admiral Thrawnette. I thought that's what I saw.
No, not her. Huh.
They probably have.
Well, maybe we won't get her in the next episode.
I'm so excited for next week. Not really. Oh. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna be really happy, and if I'm right, I'm gonna be really not happy.
Tough to know how you're gonna feel about it, huh?
So overall, in closing, overall, how can you? I don't even think we're gonna be able to like do our customary rating. I don't even know how to rate this. This is, you ever watch the one bite, or the one, was it One Bite? The pizza guy, Barstool, he's like One Bite, everybody knows the rules.
No, I'm not familiar. No.
Dave Portney, he does the One Bite, everybody knows the rules. So he goes around and grades pizza on a scale of 1 to 10, and when he hits like Neapolitan style, like he's like, this pizza's in its own category. Like I don't even know what to rate it. It's like this in itself is like, I've never seen anything this, I don't know, this bad, this hard to get through. Like I complain a lot. I complain about Bad Batch. I nitpick Bad Batch. I nitpick Mandalorian. There's stuff I complain, but like this, like there's nothing that was really, other than
Skarsgård. So Miss Stick Up Her Ass Bitch, she has 3 blue bars. So
what is that?
She's
not a Grand
basically
Admiral.
Either like a Navy lieutenant.
Are you kidding me?
Or she's part of some sort of special Imperial investigation group or something, is my guess.
Well, that's even better. That's even better, right? They have a female that's like a security level that comes and brings order to the Empire. Like you don't need to be a Grand Admiral.
Yeah, here's the picture of her with the 3 bars. So yeah,
she looks like Cassian.
We'll find out, right? We'll find out what the situation is.
Maybe I was wrong about the Grand Admiral, or maybe at the end she'll become Grand Admiral, or maybe at the end she'll have kind of like a Reva type feel where she becomes friends with Mon Mothma and she helps the rebellion.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, there was a lot of former Imperials that jumped over to the rebellion, right? We talked about Kyle Katarn today, so
rest in peace, Kyle. Rest in peace.
Gone but not forgotten.
Well,
yeah.
My brain hurts. Are you going to delete your notes, or are you keeping your notes? Because I can't wait.
I'm doing like I do with all of them. I'm keeping them.
You're so much better at this than I am, because I'm ready to just hit delete on this, so I never have to see them again. But I think it would be nice.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit.
I need to create a folder. I emailed them to myself. I need to create like a folder and just save them. Is that what you do on your email, or what do you do on your file?
No, I do it on my computer, and I have it all. I have them saved in a specific folder.
That's actually a smart idea, because then we can go back.
Saturday Night Sith.
We could be like, "Hey, this is a show notes if you missed the show."
Yeah.
Fine, you've convinced me. I'll be better.
You can do it however you damn well please. I'm just very.
I just get gratification when I delete it. Like I send it to my bin, and I can watch it like go into the bin. Like I get a lot of satisfaction. Delete Mr. Insect. Delete. All right. Well, that's all I've got.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Same here.
I'm gonna go eat something fattening.
For some reason, I was looking at my Book of Boba Fett notes, and I didn't have it start till chapter 3. Huh. I could have sworn I had the notes from chapter 1 on. Weird.
You could have mine. I think I still have mine, maybe.
Unless I had it saved somewhere different. Yeah. Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway, Yeah.
Anyways, all right.
Well, with that, will you? Oh wait, Mr. Insect. I'm glad I don't watch this stuff. You poor fools.
Joke's on you. You gonna watch next week?
So, do you think you'll be up for tomorrow?
I'm gonna try. I will let you know. I still
right.
I've been laying on the floor, so I'm like
Getting your back stretched out and everything.
60% of the way there, but it's my lower lumbar that's all jacked up. So I don't know if I want to try to. I'll let you know. I'll send a tweet out in the morning. I'll send
Sunday night shenanigans may or may not happen, or
to
I
be
may
determined.
maybe I'll get back into. I'll play another round of Republic Commando and get the Kashyyyk done with.
I will definitely let you know, and then I'll let you know in the morning. Hopefully, I can get it. I feel like it needs to pop, and it won't pop. It's very stubborn. So I've been going to the chiropractor, but it's still like that lingering lower lumbar that's giving me problems. I sat out. I was at work.
Mr. Insect says you can play this stuff on your back.
That's true. That's true. I have to figure out how to do that.
And with a better little setup for it,
Yeah, but to be determined. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely. So with that, I'll say a good night, everybody.
Night.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter